than I said, and the other fun characters.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our grand finale episode where Tyler makes it all about him. He was telling us about his tweet. You guys totally didn't see that I messed up the tweet. It's fine. We're good. I'm totally not in the middle of
professional here. This is going great. We're nailing it.
It's like this morning, we had our admin meeting and I scheduled all the tweets for the next 3 weeks. And I missed the one important one. I don't know how, but somehow it happened. So welcome to the world. My brain is in moving mode. So apologies. But before we get into the grand finale of Valtorn, which is exciting because we left off on quite the cliffhanger, it's also a little sad because I love these guys. But, I know Kai's already plotting potential future ideas, so we'll see what happens.
Isn't it also the final episode in your bathroom?
Yes, welcome to my bathroom. Someone on the Ashes of the Creation stream last month was like, why is she streaming from a bathroom? Because my office looks like I'm in a weird, I don't know what this is, but we have a kitty on the ground. Oh, you can't see her.
It's very reminiscent of a college kid's first apartment. They don't have anything to fill a room with, but it's just I got walls that are mine.
Isn't it weird how when you put things in your space, it kind of gives it a vibe?
Yeah.
And then now if it has nothing, it just, it doesn't feel like home.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely doesn't feel like home. It's empty. My landlord is coming right after this show to come check it out, and we'll see how much of my deposit I get. but beyond that, it's really funny because he sent over somebody one time to fix something, the shower wouldn't turn off. So we had to turn off the water in the whole house. And he told them apparently that he's like, yeah, you should get her signature. She's a big YouTuber. I was like, no. So the cleaner guy was like, I was told to get your signature. Apparently you're famous. I was like, no, I am 0%. I don't know. He's crazy.
That is so funny. You should get the autograph.
It was very
getting quick.
Uncomfortable. I was like, I'm not.
That is so weird.
It was a very weird experience, but it's funny, But anyway,
I must have been so confused.
I was like, what? I was like, oh no, definitely not. I was like, yes, I do things on YouTube, but it's for work stuff. It's not like that.
No, you're famous, Maggie. I want your autograph.
Yeah, Maggie, I'm your biggest fan. Oh my god.
It is. It's funny.
Drac, we need to fight in a boxing match to see who is actually Maggie's biggest fan.
Yes, there can only be one.
No, so to make this all a true statement, I was telling a friend that I was starting a show on Roll For It. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, so I was talking with Maggie, and he goes, wait, Maggie? And I'm like, yeah, Margaret Crone, she helps me and everything, does a lot of stuff. And he goes, I've been following Ashes of Creation since one of the beginning stages. I even submitted something for their Halloween pumpkin event. And I'm just like, oh my god. So you are famous, just to certain people.
I don't know about that. In certain spaces, people might know who I am because I've made a lot of games. But it's a very niche group of people. It's really nerdy people who have played very specific games might know who I am. And if that, because people don't really know who makes the game. They just know the game names. But anyways, we want to get to things, and we have a lot of announcements. So first and foremost, we want to thank our sponsor, Roll20. If you're ever curious about how we do our dice rolling, our character sheets, which we do have new character sheets up, and all of that jazz, that's through Roll20. We super duper love them. They allow us to make a lot of custom sheets and things like that too, which has been handy. There's just a lot of useful uses for them. So if you're looking for a way to play with your friends remotely, it's fantastic. You can even play in person. You could use it. I've seen people use it on to project the maps onto giant tables that they're playing with their friends. So you can even use it in those cases too, which is really cool. Beyond that, we do have some merch if you want to keep yourself warm like me, because I am freezing right now. Designbyhumans.com/shop/roll4 is the place to get yourself a sweater, or a tank top, or a t-shirt, or a mug, or whatever it might be for where you are. We actually do have a heat wave, so my fiance has the AC down to 60 degrees. So in the house, it's ice cold, but outside it's 100 and something, which is really, really hot for people who are not in Fahrenheit. And
I would die.
Bentham would die. Bentham like tells me the temperature where it's at, and I was like, "Oh, honey, you don't know what hot is," because he's like sweating.
But the problem here is that whatever temperature it is out there, it's at least 5 degrees higher in here.
Yeah, like all the time.
Built for the
There's
cold
no
and
escape.
no AC.
And we've got a little bit of an announcement to make. Do you guys want a little teaser of like a little snippet of like the trailer for the new show?
Yeah.
Because yes, we do have a new show. Valtorn is ending, which is sad, but we have something else in store for you all. Just a little teaser. You won't see the full trailer, so enjoy, and we'll be right back. That's all you get, but it is a whole trailer, and I worked very hard on it, so hopefully everybody likes it. There will be some warnings because there's like, some things that might trigger some people. We are going to be playing, let's see, Call of Cthulhu. Our new series is called Project Marana, and we are going to have a new GM joining us, The Mind Right, aka Kelly. August 10th, twitch.tv/roll4 right here. But you may be wondering, what's happening in between? Because August 10th is very far away from July 13th, Margaret. And I would say you are correct. In the meantime, we are going to be doing some throwback Thursdays. Bentham will be hosting a couple of those, and the last one, me and him will be joining to show you the full trailer. But we will be taking a blast from the past with 3 Seven Wonders one-shots. So you get to go look at Baby Beb and Baby Margaret and a bunch of our lovely friends who have played here on Roll For It over the time. And we hope that you all enjoy them. They're really interesting little short stories that are very unique and different, which we hope that people enjoy in the meantime. And we will hang out, so you'll still have content to see. And I think beyond that, we would like to thank our supporter today, Hero Sheep, everybody. From the Legends group, Kai Bear, thanks for all the great games, both in the show and with us. Aw, there's enough.
Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Our legends are amazing, and if you would like to become a legend as well, you not only get to support an episode, but you get to play in a private GM'd game. Wonderful Kai Bear has been doing all of those during this period, and the Mind Right is actually doing the next one. It's already being scheduled and in progress, so they get a little sneak peek of the GMing style of our new GM as well. And we'll be announcing the cast soon, and the trailer, so stay tuned for all of that. The character art is amazing. I'm just like so excited. Anyways, you can head on over to our Patreon. There's a whole bunch of goodies. We'll have a live after show this time, so you get a little sneak peek of what after shows are like. Obviously, this one's going to be a little different because we're going to be answering questions. But we do have our level 6 character sheets up there. We have a bunch of Valtorn custom items that Kai Bear has made, and you've probably seen some of us using them a lot. I've been using that stopwatch on cooldown. I'm definitely going to use it here shortly. And we also have a whole bunch of other goodies over there, so check those out. You can also subscribe to us on Twitch, which gets you access to the VODs in advance. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for free, just because otherwise it goes to Mr. Bezos. So decide what you want to do with your monies. And also it gives you access to some emotes. And if you become a YouTube member, you can get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon supporter, you get access to our Discord, which I'm gonna let you know, there was a lot of spoiler, hidden text this morning that I woke up to. It was just tons of hidden conversations that you had to click to be sure you want to look at. So I don't know what was happening there. I didn't get to read it.
We were having a spoiler discussion of what exactly the tear must have looked like now that we know the full context of it.
Oh yeah.
Letting our imaginations go wild.
We learned some things last episode, which were teased earlier on in episode 2, I think, or something like that. So if you go back and you rewatch and listen closely to what Kai says in some of those scenes. And of course, we understand that not everyone can support us monetarily, watching us live on Twitch, making clips. I really do want to do a compilation because we have so many good clips that we didn't even get to use all the clips yet in our social. So I really want to make a big like compilation fun thing for Valtorn. Maybe I'll be able to do that once I moved in. And we also, have YouTube. Head on over to YouTube. You can watch, subscribe, like, comment, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. There's posts out right now. Our announcement of our new show's out. If you want to give it some love, that would be lovely. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kai because I can't prolong my death any longer.
Oh, we can certainly try. With that, the camera comes down in a blaze of teal and green energy piercing up into the clouds, trailing down. We pan over the observatory and down into the city to a Kyoko sitting at her shop, getting her morning tea.
I thought it was the evening.
Was it evening?
Right? Yeah, it was like dinner. I was closing shop at the end of the night. And I was eating, and then like a weird, crazy beam came out of the sky.
It was
then we'll go with that.
I just
hey, I'm not too arrogant to think I'm always right. All right.
I think Kyoko just stops what she's doing, and doesn't even like clean up the food that she's in, in the process of eating, and just rushes out the door. As she's doing doing this, she's like grossly transforming into a fox.
So you got the bone cracking.
Yeah, as she's getting to the door, it's like kind of horrific, but
So
I love the idea. Out. Yeah, and she bursts out the door.
Where are you headed?
Towards the giant green beam that's coming from the sky.
Okay. Chuck. You see the same thing?
He's gonna get in the elevator.
Start going down.
Well, he's in the garage. He's going up. Sir.
Mintala, what are you doing?
I mean, I can keep talking. He's going up to get his gun and stuff and say bye to Percy and say, affairs are in order. Seems like the world might need saving.
Well,
and then he'll go down in the elevator. Now, Min, go.
I think Min's like working away with like the furniture in his dollhouse when like there's a green illumination, and he quickly like runs over to the window and sees that like something is not okay and can probably tell the direction, and is like, oh no, what has he done?
So, Mintala, when you look out the window, you don't just see the beam of light going up. You see cracks forming like branches even farther out from what the cracks are in the sky that everyone else can see. You see these radiating walls of path energy, ley line energy radiating out, bouncing off of different structures and creating this rippling effect throughout the city. And you feel a connection to it. You feel your tie to whatever energy this is amplified at the same rate. Every wave that hits you, you get a little jolt. Like the caffeine just hit after chugging a Rockstar.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on Red, and he's gonna start charging in that direction. I don't know if, like, I would evolution surge to give him a bonus to his speed, but it only lasts a minute, so I don't know if that's gonna actually make much difference in how quickly I can get there.
You feel
a minute is 10 rounds.
That well of energy that you draw upon for your focus spells, it feels endless in this moment.
Oh. All right, we'll just do a bunch of that then. We'll just evolution surge all the way there.
And when you're talking to Red, you're like talking super fast. You were like, you don't even realize how energized you are by this. And then you are boom, out.
And I want to try something as well, because it would be cool, though also it might be a terrible idea, is as I'm on like Red's shoulder charging in that direction, can I attempt to path energy scry on the observatory?
Go for it.
I'd try out. I don't. Oh yeah, okay. 27. 17 on the dice.
You let Red take control of the run. You put your mind into the energy beneath you, and it is the smoothest transition it has ever been. You are down the street, up the hill, and at the front of the observatory immediately. And you can feel yourself as each ripple of this energy hits, your consciousness is pulled forward a little bit with it and reverberated back, almost like rubber banding. So you see closer to the door.
It's like, whereas normally I'd have to like navigate and like find a path. It's a spider web right now. I can just kind of pick a direction.
Exactly. What you see at the observatory is this near woven crack, almost like a scar of teal energy shooting out from the center pillar of the Griffith Observatory courtyard. It's not a full portal, but that is definitely what is causing this energy. When you look down, you see all of this funneling in, going around, spiraling, and shooting straight up into the air. Like a reverse hammer of dawn.
Do I see Cade?
You don't.
Do I see Azuka?
You don't. Not outside in the courtyard.
Okay. We keep moving.
Okay. As you're running down the streets with Red, and you're focusing in the courtyard, the wave of this energy pushing through the walls of the observatory, you are able to catch glimpses of Azuka in the lab section at the basement, unconscious and on the ground.
Okay.
Chuck, as you are driving towards the observatory, you see a familiar fox bounding their way down the sidewalk towards the same thing you are.
He kicks open the door and yells, "Care to hop in?"
Kyoko just jumps in, and you just see her like mouth kind of open, like her tongue sticking out because she's like probably sweating because she's just booking it as fast as she can.
I imagine you're heading to the same thing that I'm heading to.
What do you think? Hold on. I gotta get the accent down again. I was like, I'm talking like me, not like Kyoko. Do you think it has something to do with Cade?
All I know is it looks like what same kind of colors, same kind of energy as the first tear when it happened. No idea what it is. Seems to be coming from that area. Maybe something happened with the crystal. Maybe Cade's messing with something that he doesn't fully understand. Either way,
he's trying to open a window. Something bigger than that, maybe. He wanted to get home to his family. His daughter's sick.
What? No, Cade couldn't be that reckless. I've known him for so long, there's no way.
People do strange things when they're worried about their loved ones.
You'd think I'd know firsthand. And he shifts gears and goes faster.
As this is
while
happening,
he's driving, if Kyoko, sorry.
Go ahead, no, please.
If Kyoko can try to see what she can see, like she's basically going to try to like focus on Cade's place because she's been in there now too, in that lab. So she's like focusing on the lab and trying to see whatever glimpse she can from Fate. And I think she's almost praying, which probably looks a little strange from Chuck's point of view because it's like a fox praying. But that's kind of what is happening in the passenger seat.
So you're trying to scry and look into the past at the same time.
Look into the now, look into the... she will take anything that Fate will allow, but
okay.
I think now is more what she's looking at. But if she gets a glimpse of the past, if that's what fate wants to share with her, to give her the most information to help her with what she's meant to be here for, then at least that's how she envisions it. Is like, tell me what I need to know in order to make this right.
To not see the future or past of what's exactly in front of you, I'm going to have to take a focus point from you.
Ooh, a full focus point?
Full focus point.
All right, well, I'm used to rolling with 2 anyway. Let's do it.
All right. Then
At level 6,
happens,
I got a 3rd focus point, just so people know. Does that mean my curse is increasing?
No, you get a larger curse at a specific level.
Okay, right.
With that, go ahead and roll your fortune telling.
All right. And I have a hero point, so I can still re-roll if I need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nat 1. I feel like this is the time to re-roll.
It might be.
I have a plus 12 to this. I had a nat 1. I'll show you guys the screen, sorry. Here you go. Well, we re-rolling that.
Oh, roll your
21.
daily numbers as well.
Oh, yeah, I should do that. 21. 1d20. I think I just get 1. Oh, 2. That's a good
That's
one.
Amazing,
that's
though.
good,
That's
though. So if I
amazing.
roll a 2.
Yeah. Your mind is shot forward into the underground section of the observatory. You see Cade's lab, as you've seen it before. Him and Azuka working together, looking at the bench, talking about stuff. It's almost hard to understand what they're saying. Then he turns to this green window that you're able to see into a city that you've actually seen before, Kyle, the elven city of Aroan. You see it go into a hospital. You see his daughter. You see him turn, flashes to a different point in time. His hand is on Azuka's shoulder, flashes to a different point of time. Azuka's on the floor, flashes to another point of time. Cade is holding the fire opal above Azuka's chest as this red electricity is being poured from him into the crystal. And actually, Azuka, why don't you make me a fortitude save?
Ooh,
21.
Thank God.
Okay.
Um,
And then your vision flashes back to
I
yourself.
think for Chuck, you see Kyoko, like the 9 tails on her beacon start like emanating this bluish, like purple, like dark purple hue. And she starts kind of like lifting off the chair a little. She's just like hovering there and it like envelops her. And then she immediately drops. Oh no. I think there's some good news and some bad news.
Well, what's fate have to say?
I think Cade is trying to harvest the Duke's power or something. He pulled it from Azuka, which I'm assuming is they were trying to separate into the opal, but I imagine that Cade probably is trying to use it for something else, to get to his daughter. I told him what might happen, but maybe he doesn't care. I told him that I had visions of some kind of destruction of the world again. Fires. All of Chicago just being gone. But maybe all of these lives are worth it for him if he can get to his daughter.
Well, us humans have stories of parental strengths and dire need. It's also temporary foolishness. Moms who can lift and practically throw cars off of their babies, but in doing so destroy everything within their body, their muscles torn.
See, that's
Seems like
different to me.
Cade's...
You're harming yourself. But
Correct.
a whole world?
Cade is magical. I don't pretend to understand how that stuff works. That's more your department and Mentala's department and even Azuka's department. But as it stands,
I don't
perhaps
know
he's
how magic works either. I know what I've seen, but that's not really my forte either.
Perhaps there's something that happens with a parent that's magical that taps into something else. And honestly,
that's an interesting theory.
Cade's also a really smart man, and smart men can be dangerous when given great power.
I agree with that one. Well, Azuka looks like he's not doing well, so hopefully the separation, hopefully he'll be all right.
As you say that, you hear a boom, 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 as coming from a street corner, you see Red run through, turn, grabbing a light post to make a really hard turn, denting the light post off to the side as he does so, and charged forward onto the hill in front of you guys. Until you turn around and see Chuck's car.
I think I just wave. You obviously already know that I'm there, but I acknowledge that you're there. I don't know whether I'm faster or slower than the car right now.
About same pace.
It seems fate had greater purposes for us all to be together besides Cade bringing us together after all.
With that, you all run and make your way up the hill to the courtyard of the observatory, seeing the teal scar that Mintala had scried before, shooting the energy into the sky. You see an empty courtyard. Slow cracks and fissures start to form in the ground underneath. Even the pillars next to the tear start to fall to the side. What do you do?
I mean, Kyoko's gonna try to run into the building to where she thinks Azuka is.
So you drive up, park the car, and Kyoko immediately sprints out across the courtyard into the observatory, spiraling down the stairs. You find yourself in Cade's lab. Azuka just now stirring.
She nudges at him. Does he look like he's hurt? Does he look like he's bleeding or?
Not physically.
And I think she doesn't ask this time for permission this time. She just talks to them. Are you all right? Are you?
I think at first he was kind of waking up very slowly, but then when he hears a voice in his head, he kind of starts and startles awake and looks around to see Kyoko in fox form. Where's Kate?
I don't know, but I had a vision of him maybe going back to his family. He had some kind of opal and he was pulling something out of you. Did he take the Duke?
You guys look down.
How are you feeling?
And the transformed parts of Azuka are now entirely human. And there's a memory that flashes into Azuka's mind. You're having a dream. Pancakes, flipping, riding your bike around Los Angeles, spending time with your parents. And then you're shunted into the white space in front of the throne room at the door.
I look around a little bit in confusion, recognizing, of course, this door, but confused as how I suddenly got here, and I knock on the door.
The door shatters at your touch and falls to the ground in splinters as you look forward and you see the body of Belial being slowly stripped away by this red electricity.
I
And just
rush
the wailing
up to him.
echoing through the halls.
I rush up to him and kind of try to grasp them. I don't even think he's really sure what to do or what he is doing, but it's almost like hoping that if he can get hold of them, whatever is going on will stop, and he kind of grabs at them.
As you run up,
an attempt.
Try to grab.
Ezra, help me.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what he's doing. I'm gonna try, if I can, to open up that space from before when we first fought, where Belial tried to shove me into the space beneath this one. I want to see if I can bring that up and around us. Is gonna be what I attempt to do. I think that's just on instinct, being like, this is my mind. I control what's going on in my mind. I want to cage up my mind, and it's gonna try to do that. Try to make almost like a cage around them to stop any outside influence, or at the very least, slow it down.
Grab onto the world around you with every bit of will that you have. And with a 21 fortitude save, you start to see Belial's left arm stripped away, torso starting to be disintegrated. The lightning crawls over his face, and you see this resolve get into him.
You kill this man.
As electricity.
Can I do something reckless?
What would you like to do?
Really bad. So I have an ability. Well, I have two abilities. One is called Entity's Resurgence, which is when I drop down to 1 HP, and when I would go unconscious or drop to 0, the entity within me takes over instead, and I drop to 1 HP instead. But the entity's in control. And I also have Tap Vitality. You tap into your entity's life force to heal your wounds. You recover hit points equal to 4 times your level. Each time you use this, you begin to bleed more of your entity's personality instincts into your own. I would like to do a combination of these two, and I would like to keep part of. I want to allow part of Belial to bleed into Azuka. Like, into Azuka, even in this plane.
Protecting him from being erased by weaving him into you.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be interesting.
What if that? I like the possibility that now you're just stuck with like another entity in you, kind of like how Chuck is.
So I will allow you to do this, but it'll cost you a focus point.
Yeah. You can have it.
So as this electricity is disintegrating Belial in front of you, you somehow stick your fingers into the fabric of this reality and tear open into the void that you had been launched into before, and you reach out and grab at Belial to pull them in. And as you do, the hand that you grab shatters at the wrist as the rest of him disintegrates into the air. And you hear the final words of,
I'm sorry for every...
as he falters into nothingness. And you pull back, and there's a shred of an electric spark circling like a current in the palm of your hand that you clutch your
I
fist.
eat it. I fully just consume it.
And we see it.
I was
in
joking.
It
glow.
fits Suzuka.
It does. We, the people, see a glow form in your mouth that goes down your throat and into your stomach that warms, and this red light emanates from you and slowly dims down. as you look down at your hand and you see these little fractions of sparks going through.
And I think in this space, and I think even outside of it, as I come to, you kind of see my left eye almost like roll back and then roll forward to have the yellow of Belial's eye in there now permanently there.
So this is fun. You don't have a devilish transformation. You have an archdevilish transformation, which for this means on your left side of your face, your ear gets slightly more pointed, and all of the hair going from one side turns into that white.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay, in that case, can I describe like when Kyoko rushes in, I'm like on my side. I'm laying on my left side, so you only really see my right. And as I roll over, you see this transformation on my left side.
Yeah, it's almost like when she's saying, like, are you okay? And you turn over.
Turn over.
Yeah.
But you don't know this.
I probably wouldn't know. I don't think I noticed it. I guess like maybe my left eye went blurry for a second and then it was fine afterwards, but I don't think I've noticed transformation yet. But yeah, I just go, where's... I think so.
What happened?
Cade, where is he?
I don't know. Like I said, I saw him in my vision. Maybe he went to see his daughter. But Azuka, what happened to you?
We just go to the lab.
I thought he separated.
We don't have time.
At this point, Chuck rounds the corner.
I thought he separated you, but you look like more like him now than you did before.
What do you mean?
Half of you is not you.
I think when you say that a strand of hair kind of falls in front of their face and they see the white hair in front of it and they kind of grab at it and look.
Kyoko grabs like something reflective, like a flask that's like made out of metal that you can kind of see your reflection, and puts it in her mouth and like holds it up next to you so you can kind of see like you're distorted. Like, you know, when you like look into a glass, it's like it's not really like
it's
fully
bent,
like
yeah.
it's like bent, but you can see yourself a little bit more clearly.
Yeah, they very just kind of almost in a panic, kind of lean in close to it and touch their ear and look at their hair. I panicked, and I think Cade separated me and Belial, but
as this panic sets in and you stand, you feel woozy on your own 2 feet, and you feel this void of energy and strength within you. You can no longer go above anger level 1 and drop on anger.
kind of staggers for a moment.
I don't even know if you know Exuka, but you look kind of different.
Yeah, no, I saw now. I panicked. We need to find Cade. I think he's downstairs in his lab.
You're in the lab.
I'm
Everything
in the
happening all at once.
That's why
Distorted.
Chuck just
We're in
stood
the
there and
lab.
stared at you like.
Are you alright? Did you hit your head? Do you know which direction he went?
No, I thought it'd be in the lab. We're in the lab.
I mean, we could follow Min. I feel like Min's got the right idea. He's heading wherever the magic's going, I guess.
Let's actually shift on that. Mintala, you were in the courtyard of the Griffith Observatory with Red.
Yeah.
staring
I
at
saw
the stair.
Kyoko head on and I'm like, I can't do any more healing than Kyoko can.
As you actually get close to the front of the observatory, you hear this almost melodic tone ping out every so often from the scar.
I want to just get close to it, a little too close, and just see if I can make sense of what I'm looking at.
You get close to this ley line scar, this dimensional tear, and you feel this almost magnetic pull towards it. As the energy comes out, you feel it buffet you, then draw you in, buffet you, and draw you in. And as you get close, you see the arcs of the ley line energy that shoot out actually start arcing towards you. Parts of it hitting your body, and when it does, you get Flash Feywild, Flash, Fire Elemental Plane, Flash, Shadowfell, Boneyard, Abyss. Every time these waves hit, you are scrying a different location connected by planar energies.
Everywhere. Can I understand whether this thing is just kind of self-sustaining or whether it's being sustained and can be stopped?
You feel that there isn't a flow into this thing. It is a pull. So something is drawing in energy at some point somewhere. If you want to understand more, I'm going to need like an Arcana check or your urban terrain.
Okay.
The understanding of the ley lines.
Go with an Arcana. I'm slightly better, apparently. 19. Rolled an 8.
With a 19, you know that it's almost altering the ley lines of the structures and areas around it, pulling it all into this area. Almost bending and gravity, or this gravitational pull is now drawing it all in, but it feels arcane. It doesn't feel natural. So you definitely have the thought of something somewhere is drawing this energy in, and I can stop it. But what happens with the stored energy once it's stopped? Who knows? With the 19.
Can I, looking into this fragmented window to everywhere, try and find Cade?
Make me a very good urban terrain check.
Yeah, it's like I am checking for him in all of reality, so it's a wide net. 12. Rolled a 2.
If you give me a focus point, this one now not infinite, I'll allow you to re-roll it with a +4.
He's trying to steal our focus points.
Are
The
focus
battle's
points hero
already
points?
started.
No, focus points are for casters. We can do like special abilities with them.
Yeah, it's like a special
You could
side
use your
magic
hero
thing.
point too.
You've been playing
I'm-
checkers, but I have been playing chess.
I've got focus points to burn. I'm gonna spend one. Get a +4.
27.
That makes that a 27.
Your vision kaleidoscopes out. You see a city of brass. You see Kyle. You see the shores of Yoko's home village. You see the diner. You see everything for a fraction of a second. You can see everything in the entire planar existence. And it is almost overwhelming until you focus again and again on where this energy is going and the person you are looking for, and you are shot into this conflux of energy, this vortex of ley line power, into a small pocket that seems to reside within the astral plane, with these rocks, asteroids floating around. There is this large circular ground that you see Cade standing on, with these 7 emeralds floating in the air, spiraling, with a fire opal in the center, with drawing energy to those, then all the ley line energy drawing into them as well, spiraling. And as he's doing that, you see the shift of the world around him, almost as if he's trying to find the right frequency. trying to decipher some arcane thing that you don't quite comprehend.
Do I think I could get there?
You can try.
I'm gonna wait for the others. But that is the plan.
To Mintala's knowledge, the tear in front of him, the scar that's in front of him, is a doorway that is closed, but it is still a doorway. It's not a portal that you can walk through, but there is a part of you that feels like you might be able to open it. And we bounce back to everybody else.
From my time having worked with Cade, can I figure out where something like to this scale, where the epicenter it would be?
With what pertaining? Like, where if this was to be a bomb, where the bomb would go off?
Not like, it's more of like, I've seen Cade do experiments and like test things out that he has been working on. Is there a place where he would do something that is honestly this dangerous? Because obviously it's not his lab. So is there another area where he'd like maybe set up a place that has better integrity or actually has the equipment for this kind of thing? Do I know where that would be?
You're kind of in it. The lab is where he does a lot of his research. If it's anything that's too exothermic, there's the room that is on the corner with all the scratch marks in it that you used to be locked into. The reinforced room.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I would like to use my health sight talisman and just feel where the devil is.
So, what part of that are you using?
I believe it's can be used at will to detect devils, demons, and daemons. This is within 60 feet, so if it's beyond 60 feet, I wouldn't feel it.
So, a piece of text that I actually erased from that talisman was, if you call out the name of the devil, which you just did, doesn't matter on what plane or where they are, if you know the true name, you can find it, which is how they tracked you.
Well,
so when you say, I'm looking for Belial, you know, hang out in the courtyard, then an infinite amount of distance away, but also still right there. That's where it is.
There's a moment of confusion as they feel them there, but then also an infinite amount of distance away.
Yep. A lot of confusing things for you right now.
Yeah. And again, he takes a step, a kind of shaky step, and almost collapses, I think. Because I think he's feeling normal, which isn't normal. Because for as long as he's really had memory or had anything worth remembering, he's had this other strength within him, but now it's gone. And he's getting used to that.
I will say, you no longer feel the press of another consciousness against yours. You no longer feel the struggle of a force within you trying to also exert its will. You do find yourself oddly more confident, a little bit more charismatic. So go ahead and add +1 to your charisma permanently.
Oh, okay.
And
is that to my modifier or to my score?
to your score. To your score.
Score. Okay.
Yeah. You only got a little bit.
Yeah.
But with that, it is a full combination of the two things. There is no more separation.
This way. And I'm just going to run.
Kyoko
Just in
will
the direction.
follow.
Oddly
You see a
enough,
set
when
of
you
tabs.
run, there is a difference when you run now because you no longer have to counterbalance for a
Does
tail.
he have a tail? He doesn't have a tail anymore, right?
No tail.
Interesting. We need updated art of Azuka now, just for me.
I love the archdevil Azuka form.
Sounds like Azuka's a Pokemon.
I evolved.
Evolution, yeah. You have 3 evolutions so
God.
far.
I mean, there was a stone involved, so this makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I got a devil stone, I guess you can call it.
Azuka is like the Eevee of Veiltorn. You just put the right stone in front of them and stuff happens. Oh, God. All right. Then you all ascend the stairs out into the courtyard, and you see Mentala, hand outstretched. This path energy arcing almost. You can see, like, the only thing I can think of is when you have something that has a charge and you put it near a flowing section of water, it will actually bend the water to arc around the magnetic field. There is this, where Mentala is pushing their hand, it almost magnetically warps and then flows down and towards them.
Be careful.
I feel like I'm like shouting over just like the whatever noise this whole thing is making, like, I can see him! He's in there!
So with your vision fractaling between all things and searching and having that, you have in the mind's eye, in the center of your vision, you can see Cade, but there's still the entirety of the planar structure kaleidoscoping around him. You hear a very far away voice from Kyoko. It's almost hard to hear.
From my devil side, does it feel like Belial is in this tear?
Yes.
I will run up beside Mentala, kind of look. Everything's very confusing to me. So I'm looking at Mentala in confusion and what they're doing with this scar in space and probably time. Is it safe to go in?
I will say, the longer it's been, even from the time being in the lab going up to the courtyard, the signal from where this is gets fainter and fainter and fainter and fainter.
I think in response to Azuka saying, is it safe? Mentala, like, still just like focusing on the shrinking pinpoint is like, no. But I was built for this.
Does Kyoko feel any different? Because I feel like all the times before when things like this happened, she always got really, really sick, and she hasn't felt that way in a while.
There's an oddity to the calm.
In what way?
It's weird that you're not feeling anything. Like you're waiting for... You saw the explosion, the fire, but there is something almost negative about this space. And you reach into that, and you try to... Do you try to see what's around you? Do you try to peer into the future?
Sure.
You can't.
Okay.
As you feel this almost oppressive force, as you are trying to do something, roll me your fortune telling.
17.
Okay. Then I'll say, as you are trying to do something, something else is trying to do something.
Right. I think that you just see, you know, like when a cat gets scared and their tail like poofs up, I think you just see like all 9 tails just really poofy, like, and Kyoka's just watching this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Chuck, as you get closer, the planar energy from there arcs out and you feel this hit. You don't see anything, but you feel this heat almost. And the longer you are here, you look down in your veins. With every 5-6 seconds, whoosh, with a red glow as your pupils flash like hot iron. Bits of your hair turn into this red charcoal as the Unfriti in you becomes more expressed and more expressed.
Well, it seems the cure that I wanted Cade to find for me, he found the opposite.
I'm going after him. You can follow me if you want.
I'm on your 6. And he whips out a pistol, spins it around, and starts walking into the energy, I suppose, if that's what Men's doing.
Yeah, Kyoko will like nod their head, and you just see like the tails on, like the tips of her tails start like kind of glowing a light blue and less poofy, and we'll follow you.
So this is still a closed door, which means I'm going to allow you to do a urban terrain for your path energy or an arcana check to open it.
Can I help?
Can I help?
I have a spell called Knock, which is about opening doors.
I have diplomacy. I can talk it into opening.
Roll me a D1000. If it's a 1000, Chuck convinces the universe to open up to them.
Oh my gosh, do it.
Do it, roll it.
Yeah, do it. Let's see.
Oh no, that would be so epic if it
That would have
was.
been
Wild.
I had to let you have your moment.
Because Chuck's like, I got no magic. I just got these guns.
Had to try it just because of if it had happened.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
We would
That
have all been
amazing.
screaming if it happened.
Yeah.
Everyone with
I'll
headsets
actually
would have
use
been
Knock.
like,
Knock just gives a +4 status bonus to any creature trying to open the target door, lock, or container. And I don't know if you would count this because you described it as a door. That's the only reason why it came to mind. But
It's bending it definitely, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It uses a
So I
spell
think-
slot.
Yeah, I'll use it. You see them kind of clench their fist, and
This is
the
very
spark.
particularly different. You are no longer drawing your magic from a thing. It is yours. Can you walk me through Azuka's experience with that?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think the first time he tries it, he tries to reach in for the same reservoir that he usually reaches in for. And you see him reach out to the fissure, the portal, and kind of hesitate as they realize that there isn't the energy there anymore within him, or in that place anyway. And then I think there's a moment of there is definitely a moment of panic. I think there's so many things are happening right now. The one person he thought he could trust betrayed him. He's lost whatever thing he could usually rely on in every shape and form, within him and without. And then now this is happening around him after waking up from very suddenly falling asleep. He's in a kind of panic state, but kind of holds his will, and I think will pull on the energy, not even the energy, I think the stubbornness that he showed and used to best Belial in that fight in the mindscape the first few times. Is going to be pulling on that, and use that to fuel it as I think instead of the usual, I want to funnel magic into this, I think it's kind of, I am going to force this world to do what I say, and I'll just keep doing it until it bends. And he slams his fist into this scar in space, and forces his energy, whatever it is, into it to try and loosen or open it up.
So instead of drawing upon something else, you try to exert your will onto the world around you, amplified by your emotions.
Yes.
So you feel that energy, this no longer artificially stimulated frustration and worry, and all of these emotions well up, and you can almost feel that radiate from within you. And as you push forward, the magic does come. And you slam your fist into the tear as the energy now spirals around. You guys hear a rapid knock, 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 knock. Just trying to push through into this. Is anybody else going to aid?
Approach. Oh, if anyone else wants to get involved, I'll take all the help I can get.
You get a +4, by the way, to your roll for this.
Kyoko wants to help. I think Chuck said he was trying. Oh no, Chuck was. Never mind. I forgot. Chuck's not really helping.
I'm going to give Chuck a way to help here. As Mintala is doing this, they are slowly getting pushed backwards, and they got to like readjust every now and then. Like, do you want to like hold him?
Like wrap your arms around his waist or
Betsy,
something,
he pulls
you know?
Betsy behind him. Betsy will hold him.
There we go.
Kyoko would like to reach out to Mintala, and they just like put their paw on like Mintala's back, because you're facing the tear thing, right? Like you're trying to put your hand. You still have your hand in there. Kyoko will put their like paw on them, which is like almost because you're little. It's like it's like your whole back, the size of your back, and I'd like to give guidance to you.
All right, so you have another +1. So you have a +5.
So you just feel like this kind of almost like electric energy flow through your back, and you just see that as like the little paw pads on Kyoko's hand turn blue, and she puts hers to your back, and you have like a little paw imprint on your back.
And you get the urge to boogie woogie woogie because it's electric.
It's electric.
May fate guide you.
As that energy hits, you feel almost the flow of energy, of this ley line energy within you, accelerate, now amplified by Kyoko's time magic.
I'm just, eyes are closed, looking with other senses. Find the path. Make the path. It's a 17, which goes up to 22. It's only a 6 on the die. I could do a reroll. I'm gonna hero point it.
6. You wanna? Yeah.
So now one. Someone else will give me hero point?
I'm giving you my hero point. You get my hero point.
Okay, let's try that again.
My favorite thing is just seeing Drac face palming.
Yes, I
It's
tried
okay.
over the door. I nat 1. The tear destroys the planet.
Chuck doesn't need his.
That's
Have
a
my hero
potential
point.
ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
It's a 2.
I will say.
Wait,
Every
can I
time-
use my
every time
reroll? Even though it's for me? Could I use that? Could I use that reroll?
Oh yeah, for your code number.
Because I can use it on an enemy normally. I don't know if it works if I could give it to somebody else. What does it look like?
For a
It's-
focus point, you can.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Jerk. Yeah, that's my
It's so funny. Every time Bentham uses our hero points, it increases or decreases by 1.
Yeah.
It's always 1.
So, yeah, and I was just like, I rolled a 6. That's not. I could surely do better than a 6. Let's try the hero point, because, like, you know, odds are it's gonna be. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
To be honest, it's one of Rose's favorite things in the show. She talks about it. It's just like she loves it.
It's so good.
Just burning the entire
Yeah, it
hero
doesn't
point
it-
supply before we even.
Yeah.
Get there.
I was like, it doesn't really say who, but I think it kind of implies it has to be for me.
If your result on the reroll is the same number again, you critically fail, regardless of what degree. So,
Yeah.
like, you become, it's all you. I'm going to say you can alter the spell in this extraordinary situation with all of this energy flying around you.
All right, let's do it. This sucks because, just so you guys know, like, that's all my, like, big spells are. Like, you remember when I, like, temporarily changed time and stuff? It was all through my...
But could I spend the focus point? I've got 2 left.
Ooh.
Yeah, could he use it? Because it is him trying to do it. Like,
We can
and
roll
my
the
hand's
die.
on him. Like,
We can,
combine
if
our
we
powers.
want to leave it up to fate, we can roll a d20,
Oh, God.
1 through 10. It's Mintala. 11 through 20 is Kyoko.
I can roll it.
Ooh. I don't know if I want you to roll it, but go for it, Tyler. You haven't had a good success rate.
It's an either or. It's
Mintal?
it's me.
It's All
right, I spend the focus point.
Woo! All right. I just know that you're less precious with your focus points. I'm like, my focus points are so good. They're OP.
Oh, he has some good ones too.
I got good one, but like I don't need any of them.
Okay.
I'll live. Okay, here we go. 27. I rolled a 16.
Yes.
Plus 5, 32. That's more like it. That's what I was.
Is it plus 5 or plus 6?
Plus 5. Mine was
yours is plus 4,
one.
mine's plus
The
1.
guidance.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
At a DC
32.
of 30.
Yep. I figured it was high.
Okay.
This near impossible task. You see Mintala reach their fingers into the tear, struggling at first, and as they do so, this energy arcs out like a sunspot, just ringed out over the entirety of the courtyard, spiraling around, and slowly starts to open, and you see that there is a gap for you guys to go, one at a time.
Can canonically have it be like he starts sliding back, Betsy pulls in behind him, pushes him back forward. Azuka does his knock, it rings out, and then the guidance hits, and during the guidance there's like just a little bit of a shift that allows Mintala to suddenly find the hole and it starts opening.
When this does open, there is a blast of planar energy that shoots out, and for a moment you see fully incarnated behind Chuck the Afridi before the wave pulls back in. You see shreds of Belial out of Azuka. You see fragmented time coming from Kyoko. And you see reverberated, recollected energy magnetized back in like a full magnetic field on iron dust. Back into Mintala.
Azuka will charge through the moment it's wide enough to do so.
Then, boom, Azuka pushes through.
Do I have to be like first or last? I feel like it's one of those, the way it works. Either I'm holding this open
solid.
or I'm forging the way.
It does not feel to be resisting you at this point. You have fully opened this. But as you did so, as you widened it, the energy shooting upwards got wider and stronger.
I've temporarily made it worse. Or maybe not temporarily.
Can you charge in?
Let's go. Red, like, was probably hanging back a bit while I was doing this, and now he comes in and scoops me up and we go.
All right.
Chuck's on his 6.
Chuck falls in Mintala. And then there's just Kyoko.
Kyoko's going in.
As you go to walk in.
Kyoko's waiting. Kyoko's making sure Azuka's okay, and then goes in.
Azuka was the first one in.
Yeah, as long as nothing looks weird with Azuka, then she's going in.
As you go in, you take a couple steps forward and start to go into this portal as the energy around you flowing around pauses. As the wind that was on the ground, pushing the grass, pauses. And there's a voice behind you. Oh, good. It finally worked this time. As you turn around, and there is older you, with one tail left. And it is slowly converting into blue flame and fading away.
What happened to us?
That's a very long story.
What do you need me to do? You're here for a reason, right?
I am. And it's something that it's a decision I cannot make for you. Because by knowing it changes.
I understand.
The disease that Kay's daughter has, it mutates. It infects everybody. It spreads throughout the nation and then the entirety of Rowan. Anything that is connected to magic disintegrates and falls apart.
How do I stop it? You know this. There's only one choice we have here.
I don't know if you can. And she looks at her tail and says, trust me, I've tried. And she looks older,
What haven't you tried?
worn, hasn't slept. The fire starts to consume most of the tail. I don't have enough time to answer that. Cade knows how to stop this. He can cure her. And thus stopping the virus.
What does
I'm
it
gonna
have to
leave
do
you with this
us?
choice. It's either he gets through. As you see the rest of her body start to convert to this fire. You have to choose between this city and that world. As the fire starts to consume almost all of her. This time fate is yours to choose as she dissipates into nothingness.
So
Time
past me's like this world
restarts.
or that world are my options.
They
Time
specifically
restarts.
said city.
Yeah, it's like LA or the entire world of Rowan.
And you are alone in the courtyard in front of this tear. Now with the knowledge that if you stop this from happening, a Rowan dies. But if you let it happen, everyone you know in Los Angeles, Azuka's parents, Greggles, the shitty little halfling,
Percy.
Percy, all of your clients, the man who did the photography studio, that green fire you saw envelop everything, happens.
So if Cade cures his daughter, then everything
Stops the plague.
stops the
before it
plague.
starts.
But LA will be destroyed.
Because if the tear happens, boom, fire. Walk me through Kyoko's thoughts with this. You're standing in the courtyard of the
Kyoko-
observatory, a giant pillar of energy in front of you, and your future self has now disintegrated into that flame.
Yeah, you just see Kyoko kind of like standing there. Now she's kind of got like that purpley blue flame kind of around her. And she just says, like, kind of like almost to the like fates is what she's talking to. And she says,
There has to be another way.
and that's what she says. And I think she's gonna try very hard to see if she can find that one version that past me was not able to find where both can be saved. But if not, she's gonna make the decision that she has to make.
So you're asking for very specific, very hard to know information. I'm going to
She's
set a
like,
DC
there
of
has to be
30.
another way. Well, I'm probably not gonna get that. Can I give myself guidance? I
In the
think
final
so, right?
reaction. Let's
Yeah.
see.
If I was there, I
You
would
ask for
roll a
divine
dis-
guidance, granting the target a +1 status bonus to one attack, perception check, saving throw, or target. And it just says target one creature. So I'll say yeah.
I was gonna say if I was there, I'd roll a diplomacy on the
Ooh.
fates.
Another thing to think about. All the automatons, everyone on the train, The doll.
Geo.
He's like, they're all gonna die.
You have Lottie. We have my turnips.
Oh no, not my turnips.
I do have. Do I have anything else that can give me anything? I'm trying to look at my inventory. I'm like, what else? I don't think I have anything else that can give me a bonus other than healing stuff. I just gotta a little bit of prayers.
Hey, you're trying to.
Can I even hit a 30?
What's your plus?
12. Well, plus 13 now with the guidance.
17, 18,
So that's
19.
17. Yeah.
So I have to hit
17, 18,
or
19,
above.
20. It's a 20% chance.
All right, 17 or above, guys. All right,
Oh boy.
Let's Doctor
pray
Strange
for us.
this.
Let's get some roll for it's in chat.
It's all right. You old nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
You put it into the world,
Jinx
man.
it.
We've had two nat
don't
ones
jinx
already.
it.
We haven't had a nat 20 yet this session.
All right, here we go. I'm not gonna
I'm
look.
trying to do the summoning.
I'm just gonna
that we
gauge
did
it off your
last time.
guys' reactions.
No.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
25. It was close. Only 5 away.
You try to peer into the future of everything. You see what happens if you let things run their course. You let Cade succeed. You see LA destroyed. You see the rest of you static. You see the next world of a Rowan static.
Kyoko steps in.
Kyoko steps in. And now we see, walking through the other side of the portal, Azuka. Stern, going out into this now purplish black background of a starry night sky. You are in space, in the astral sea, with this translucent, like foot thick, I don't want to say like, it's a very short cylinder. It's not a sphere, it's a short cylinder. It's like a coin going around 100 feet around into this platform. On the far side, up on this staircase onto a platform, onto this altar with these rotating emeralds spiraling around with a crystal shooting energy up into it, being converted into energy that is then altered. You see Cade slowly turning his hands, and as he does, this ley line energy arcs off of him into the emeralds, and you see them turning. And as that happens, the world around you shifts just ever so slightly to where the rocks become a little bit more into view, and planes off in the distance seem to gain focus, like shifting a camera lens. He's trying to find the correct way forward.
Cade.
Boom. Until it comes in. As Cade turns around. You shouldn't be here.
Cade, what are you doing? You're destroying LA.
If it needs to be done, so be it. And he turns back. And Tal is now in with Red.
You're gonna cause another tear. All the problems that came from it, they'll come again.
But then my daughter will be safe. As he spins the dial and you feel the entire thing shift and shake. And I need you guys to make a reflex save as the floor beneath you
14.
until it falls to the floor.
24.
You catch yourself. Chuck now walks in. And Chuck, you feel different. You feel like you felt pre-tear. The confident socialite, the energetic, the man in shadows, fully reborn.
Well, well, well. How the mighty Cade has fallen.
As you look to your right, you do feel a bit of warmth on your cheek. as an Afridi is standing fully formed next to you. If you go ahead and check on roll for it, I just gave you access to the Afridi stat block to use in this.
Where's that?
So if you go to where you click to get Chuck in your journal.
Journal?
Where you click every time we start this to pull up Chuck's window.
Yeah, where you get your character sheets from.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see it. Gotcha.
As the entity that has been with you this entire time stands next to you, nods in your direction. It seems this time we fight together.
Honestly, I always thought we were anyway.
Me too. Then with that, Kyoko follows in.
Kyoko assesses the situation as she comes into the room. Or like the space, I guess. It's not really a room.
What do you guys do?
Hey, we can figure out a way to help her, but not like this.
I'm done talking about this, Suzuka.
He needs to do it. He has to save her.
What?
And sacrifice all of LA?
Or the entire world. What do you mean, Kyoko?
It's one city or all over Rowan.
Why?
Zika-
What?
Zika turns to Kyoko when she says that and takes a step back away from her. I think there's a very clear look of betrayal and hurt on his face when she says that.
You can see that Kyoko is distraught. Like her facial features, even in like her fox form, are. It's pretty clear that in her eyes that this is not a decision she is making lightly. And I think she will stand between the group and Kane. Or Cade. I don't know why I said Kane.
And the Afridi looks
What
at
do
you.
you mean? He's making a tear. If we don't stop him, both worlds will suffer.
That's not what happens.
What do you mean, Rowan? What happens? The
If
Afridi
she
speaks up.
stays sick, everybody gets sick. The whole world. A plague comes across the lands and they all die.
I thought the sickness only affects those with magic. Actually, Chuck doesn't know that. Never mind. Ignore that. He'll say, nah, there's always a way. There's always
Believe
been a
me,
way.
I've tried. I lost my life for this.
You say you can't control fate.
I can't.
And maybe fate has its way with things, but maybe this time it's just something you can't do.
Is this like on the train?
Kyoko nods. She's kind of like standing on all fours, kind of like in front of Cade, protecting him while he's like doing whatever he's doing with his magic.
So Azuka, with your Hellside Talisman, you feel the dwindling force of Belial's energy resonating from the fiery opal beneath the rotating emeralds.
Zika's going to take a step forwards. Looking over Kyoko at Cade.
Can I fan
And-
out my tails to try to like obscure Cade?
Ooh. Yeah.
Kyoko, move aside.
I can't do that. I'm sorry, Zuka.
You should listen to her, Azuka. This has to be done. As Cade calls out from the distance.
Azuka will take another step forward.
Kyoko stands their ground.
Please, Kyoko, please step aside.
I'm sorry. I can't. I lost my life for this. This is the only way.
Azuka will take one more step forward.
In this moment,
Kyoko, this is the last time I will ask you.
when that is said, there seems to be lines being drawn in the sand. Chuck and Tala, where do you guys sit on this?
Chuck's, if I can, is literally gonna draw his pistol and shoot at Cade.
Okay, go ahead.
High chance you hit me. Because I think I'm in
Yeah, you
full
just fan your
defense.
tails out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with a 24, you take aim, fire. The bullet pierces through the tails on Kyoko, flies across, and right before it reaches Cade, there seems to be this slowing. And the closer it gets, the slower it gets until it just stops and falls to the ground. It seems it's going to be like that then, as this purple energy starts to woof off of Cade.
And Kyoko,
What?
in response
Wait.
to Azuka, says,
I understand.
What if you just send a message? Something that'll fix it. Something smaller.
You're saying that to Cade, right?
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you're talking to Kyoko.
Kai was just standing there, so or sitting there,
Yeah.
so I was like,
I'm
I
just like,
think maybe he
who's
thinks
gonna
that
respond to
it's
this?
not to him, so I just want to clarify.
Cade turns the dial as the entire platform you are on shakes again. Make a reflex save. And he just goes out. Someone else might get it wrong. This is something I have to do myself.
Do you all have to make reflex saves?
Me included.
Mm-hmm. You're not immune from the layer action, but you do succeed on the saving throw.
28.
Azuka falls over. Chuck falls over. Actually, no, Azuka
Pretty
just
sure
makes
I-
it.
I fall over.
Yep.
As I brace myself,
You look up and you see the stern image of Kyoko looking down on you now. The energy of the emeralds backlighting her. And you see how threatening Kyoko can be in the right light.
I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Can we get fan art of that, by the way? Because I just love that,
Okay.
like, oh, the lighting in the
Like,
background. Okay.
yeah, that would be such
All
a
the
cool
tails
scene.
Kyoko.
flying out.
And Azuka, like
Kyoko.
it's such a
Choco, what's your like?
here
spell
Kyoko
DC
thought
usually?
that she was here to protect you, but maybe she was here to get rid of you. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, what's your spell DC usually, Kyoko?
I don't know. It's something.
I'm just seeing how I'm gonna react to.
What are you
seeing
trying
in
to
this
do?
light.
Yeah,
I rolled
you
it
don't
well.
know.
Okay, I don't know. Okay,
Oh,
then I
you want to
guess
know?
I'm
It's
not
21
intimidated
versus
at all.
mine. My spell DC
Yeah.
is 23.
Okay, so I think looking up at Kyoko, there is fear in Azuka's eyes, but then he
Intimidation.
clenches his jaw, and you see, and I think Kyoko could recognize this. Technically, I don't think anyone else would, but you see his eyes deaden, similar to when he had died, and Belial had taken over on the train, and I'm going to draw my anger in this moment.
All right.
And as I do, I heard a gunshot, so I can tell what side. I can tell what side Chuck is on.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very least, from the attempts at explaining things, I can tell what side Ventala is on. So as I kind of draw on this anger, you see the black-red spark ignite from my left eye. And as I clench my jaw and bare my teeth, I think you see them even start to like sharpen and grow into just two rows of fangs. And without turning around, I'll say to Mintala and Chuck, if you can, stay as far from me as possible. And I want to draw on my anger.
So, when this happens this time, there is no giant influx of rage. There is no bloodlust. There is no frenzy. There is just the power of your own magic that you can draw upon here.
No, I haven't muted.
Everyone can use it. Yeah, they said the moment you turn your camera off,
No, the sound's still been going the whole time.
Hello?
Weird, it shows
They can
that
hear
the audio's
you.
going.
I think that's all they can hear.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, they're
I
saying
can
just
hear you.
Can you hear that? I didn't do anything. Like literally just might turn on my camera.
Oh,
like
and now we're all
we
back.
can hear.
Okay, we're all back.
Background.
Now it's all back. Okay.
no
That was
clue.
weird.
Interesting.
That was
Yeah,
very
my
strange.
camera shouldn't. Like you guys talk more.
Test.
Testing,
Hello,
testing,
hello,
testing.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it shows like audio. Like when you guys were talking, the audio levels were going.
Weird.
I don't know.
Okay.
That is weird.
It was fine
I
that
don't know
time.
where they left off.
Yeah, I'm going to attack with a. I'm going to attack Kyoko. And I think as my teeth sharpen into almost fangs, I take in a deep breath and I blow, and I'm going to cast a ray of frost and shift into arcane cascade in doing so. And I honestly think, not just because my spell attack is kind of crap when it comes to just attacking with spells, but honestly think he's just doing this initially as a warning. I think even despite saying that this is the last time he's going to ask her to step aside, he's trying to give her more chances to do so, and will blow a beam of frost in her direction. For a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that I believe will hit, right?
And that is 10 cold damage as I take in a deep breath and blow out just frigid air. And within the air, you can the steam, the air and the water vapor, you can see sparks of the black electricity sparking through as it coats you. And I believe that is 2 actions. My second
So I was
action.
giving you the attack.
So just the first attack, yeah.
And now we roll
Yeah.
initiative. Get a little PvP going here.
right.
Tyler, you're going to be rolling for both you and the Afridi. Basically.
Ooh, that's a pretty good roll.
Yep.
27 for me.
Now 20.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta roll the
23.
Okay, so it's going to be Min first.
Free, you got a 22, so it's before Chuck.
Then we have Kyoko. God, we have everybody before. Okay. Then we've got
Well, he's
Chuck.
focused on his, his shindig.
Oh, yeah. Sure. No, wait, no, we got Azuka then Chuck. Okay. Zin, Azuka. Then we have the Afridi. Then we have Chuck, and then we have Cade. All right. Mintala, you're first up.
Am I still on the ground or have I had a chance to get up?
You're still on the ground.
Okay. How far am I from Cade?
About 100 feet.
Oh, okay. Damn. I'm going to roll a d4 for reasons.
Okay. The center point
Okay.
of this platform has a 50-foot radius going around in a perfect circle. Just to give you guys a visual of this platform. Translucent, almost like glass, down into the astral sea.
So is he 50 feet away then?
No, he's 100 because he's on the far side.
Oh, okay. Right.
Well, he's like 90 because he's not like directly on the edge, but
Yeah, it's going to take time to travel there.
ooh.
So I did a
interesting
secret.
thing. There is a fraction of a second that when you step through this portal, you are larger, you are farther than 100 feet away from Red.
Oh, he might have winked out when I passed
Red
through.
would have. You described Red as Red scooping you up and then walking through.
There we go.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
it was like
Yeah,
simultaneous.
that's true.
Perfect.
We came through like as a unit basically.
Oh. Man,
Does
if I
that
wanted
mean
to be-
I'm
if
on
I
the
wanted to
ground?
be
Did I fail
persnickety-
the reflex save? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
You
Okay.
shot and then it all faltered and
Cool.
wow, everybody except for Kyoko stood tall on Cade's side. Ugh. That is something.
I nearly
All of you-
didn't.
all your friends on the ground.
The D4 was to see if I did or not. If it was a 1, things would have gone differently. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna. Mintala hates this, but he's going to stop Azuka. And he's
join one
gonna regret it. He's gonna regret it
Interesting.
for all of his days.
We have a 2v2.
I'm going to. I don't know, hurt him. I'm going to use a cantrip. I get up with an action. I Ray of Frost him, and Red moves towards him.
When you guys are only
Roll
within
16.
5-10
That
feet of each
misses.
other when you came within the portals, you guys are right up there.
Right.
Yeah,
With a
that
16 to
misses.
miss.
As I dodge out of the way of this ray of frost, I look and turn in confusion, and again, eyes deaden as I now see you as an enemy as well.
I'm sorry, Azuka.
You will be.
As a memory of your parents within LA at the diner having their morning flashes through your mind. You strengthen your resolve to confront your friends to save your family. Kyoko.
Yeah, Kyoko looks
Azuka, you're up
at
next.
Azuka and just says,
I know you want to save your family,
Don't talk to me.
but it's
I said don't talk to me.
down to numbers.
Well, make it more painful.
Kyoko's going to slow Azuka. She doesn't want to harm him, so she's just trying to like slow him down. And you actually did a 23. I don't know why it says 22 there.
Yeah. And that is a fortitude.
Yes, fortitude. You're very good at saves, so I don't know if this is gonna work, but
We'll
it's
see.
worth a try.
Oh, and that one.
The dice telling a story.
Oh my god.
Am I gonna use it? And that one's a critical fail and fail for 2. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Oh, come on, and that would have been cool.
I mean, we'll see if it's still another nat 1. I'm hoping for a nat 20. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh my
No
gosh.
way.
What
No
the hell?
way.
Drac, seriously, every single time you do that, it fucking comes to fruition. I'm so mad right now. No, I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah, critical success. You're unaffected. And I think like it's almost like as she's trying to say these words to you, because I'm using the words like to distract you while I'm trying to get the like watch to work. But it just doesn't work.
Can I describe it as, because I think, especially now that he's kind of taken this ability onto his own, and now that he has like, all his life he's had this thing taking up space within him, and then now it's gone. And I think it's very much like, I don't know, it's like very much like a mold, a cast. Like even when you remove the thing, the empty space is still there. I think as this energy pulses out in towards him, he eats it. He bites down in mid-air and you see the magic shatter between his teeth. As he says, I said, stop talking.
I just care about you. I don't want this to end that. Not like this.
And if you care to want, I know you're very angry right now, so maybe don't see it, but the camera maybe sees it and the viewers see that like there is a love there that Kyoko is trying to portray. Like she really doesn't want to hurt you. But she's just trying to stop you. She's trying to buy time. And I think that she, as she's saying that, she's kind of like pulling at time. And I'm going to use temporal distortion to try to weaken you a little, like send you back in time a little before you got angry and strong. It's another 23, but this is a will save this time, which you're also good at. But she's really trying not to hurt you. She's just trying to like weaken you.
18.
Do you have anything else?
Got the Ring of Devil's Lock. No, you used it against Cade.
Yep. We can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah, no, I don't have anything.
That's
It's
a fail.
a failure.
All right, roll a 1d4.
1d4.
2. You are stupefied. So on your enfeebled, right?
Failure. So 1, 2, enfeebled, yeah.
Enfeebled, okay. So on your sheet, you can go to character, and then under your hit points, there's resistance and immunities. Or underneath that's conditions, and you can click enfeebled, and it'll apply all the things to your sheet. And you have to make sure you do
perfect.
put 1 in the slot.
Yeah. Enfeebled.
I can't remember what enfeebled does. Let's see.
It's a strength decrease.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I needed for him.
Yep. Physical.
Yep.
I mean, not really. I'm
Yeah,
Dex.
you're good
I'm
at
a Dex
everything.
build.
Yeah, Kyoko just says that, and you see like the camera sees that she does care about you, but she's just trying to like buy time. And that's my turn. She's gonna stand her ground. Protect Cade.
Whose turn is it my turn next?
Yes, it is. Sorry. Side conversations.
Oh no, you're good. You're so good. So as I go into Arcane Cascade, I think so. Okay. So my damage, I go into Arcane Cascade, you see kind of frost energy spark off of my body, and will increase my attacks by another +2.
So
Until I shift out again. And now it's truly like, I think is it again the deadened eyes. He's not registering you as a friend anymore, or even really as an enemy. He's registering you as a punching bag as he charges forward, and is going to use distracting spell strike, and is going to first do a feint against your, I believe, will DC. Against your perception DC, because your perception +10.
How do I roll that?
Oh, and
Just
that
roll
one.
perception?
No, you're good. I don't think. No, you don't need to roll perception. It'll just be your perception. What your perception modifier is +10, and that's the DC
24.
I need to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I crit failed that. So as I think as the counterbalance, I don't have my tail anymore. I've literally lived my whole life without my tail. So as I try to step and then shift, I overcorrect and stagger forward, and instead end up flat-footed until the end of my next turn. But I still get my attack in. Okay. And I'm going to cast Gouging Claw and infuse that into my punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So let's see.
I got a sheet up.
26 to hit.
That does hit.
So that is 13 plus 3d6 damage. Oh, that's not much. 7 points. So
Still 20 points
20
of damage.
points
total.
of damage as I dodge and then throw a punch, and essentially just cracks against her jaw. And then I'm going to.
So it's the deception attempt, casting of gouging claw, and the attack, right?
No, that's all one thing. So the whole thing is called distract. The whole thing is called distracting spell strike. So the distracting part is me doing the deception to try and get them flat-footed. And then the spell strike was putting the spell into my fist and punching. So I have one action left.
Was that like a focus point, or was that like a thing you could do?
I'm a magus. That's what maguses do.
Yeah, when he
then-
actually hits, he's scary.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna cast shield and put up a shield in front of me to bump my AC by 1, and lets me use my reaction.
Kyoko takes
short
20
rock.
points of damage.
From what? Sorry.
Bazooka.
From me
Okay.
Punching
as
you
I
in the face.
punch you square in the face.
Okay.
Oh, actually, oh no, I already included that, so never mind. Yeah, it is 20.
Yep.
And my last action will be casting shield in front of me.
So
As
you
you see
get up.
the scintillating sparks in front of me of black and red energy.
When you bring your arms up, you instinctively cast shield as you go into a defensive stance, as this barrier now holds in front of you. So it is now the Afridi's turn. Mm-hmm.
I need you to tell me what side he's on.
He is a creature of the Fae. He's not a creature of a Rowan. He knows creatures from a Rowan. But there's probably a soft spot for Kyoko, who is currently holding his now deceased wife's bow and quiver. People that he knows in both sides. He knows everybody you know. This is he was been you for the last decades, so this is your decision to make. You are technically both these characters at the same time throughout this entire campaign.
I feel like they would make the same decision whatever they made.
Yeah.
I think so too.
They're going invisible.
So this beacon of light blinks out.
And then their other action is to move to behind Cade.
They can't get that far, but they can move. I think it was 25 feet.
Can they move to behind Mintala then?
Yes. There's
Okay.
Mintala and Red right there. You can choose either or.
We've separated because Red has moved up to combat range with Azuka. I've stayed in position.
Yeah, they're gonna move to behind Min.
And I'll keep track of their HP.
Okay.
Just because there's no way for you to like, oh no, there's a current. Okay, never mind.
There is, but switching between sheets is a little tough for me at the moment, but
Gotcha. I'll take
I
it.
can manage it, yeah. So they're gonna move. That's their 3 actions, by the way, because it's 2 actions for invisibility, and then they move behind Min.
Look at you. You got to cast a spell. Wasn't you, but you know. Chuck, you're up.
So since it's my first turn, I technically have all of my 10 paces. I don't know if getting up takes movement or is it just an action in Pathfinder.
You react to trouble with lightning speed. Position yourself just right. You get a +2 circumstance bonus to your initiative roll, and you can interact
It's the
and draw.
10 feet as a free action.
As
And
a
I was
first
going to
action
ask
on
if
your
I can
first
use
turn.
the 10 feet to use for my get up instead.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
He draws his other pistol.
Okay.
And he simply says, there has to be a way to fit both. And I'm going to shoot at Cade.
All right.
And it's paired shots, so.
Yep. Go for it.
25 and 30.
The first one goes in and starts slowing down and stops. The second one, boom, goes right in and embeds into Cade's shoulder.
That is 8 damage.
All right.
That's my turn. That's all my actions.
Then with that, it is Cade's turn. So he's just going to be, I don't have time for this. And he's going to push his hand out and he is going to cast Wall of Stone around himself in a dome. Is it raises up in front of him, and he's going to grab onto one of the emeralds and twist it as the entire arena starts to shake. And everybody to make a reflex save.
All right.
Damn,
29.
I'm rolling the same thing. 18, I fail again.
25.
Can you roll for
30.
the 3D?
I'm trying to find it. The 3D sheet is just different. So.
It is.
Should I technically be rolling separately for Red? Probably should, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't see where.
So right
reflex
above
is.
the health, there's the AC, Fortitude, Reflex,
Oh, there
and
it
Will.
is. Yep. It makes it.
Yeah. So Chuck is the only one to fall over. As the astral sea around you shifts a little bit. And you are in the Feywild this time. Still slightly different in like there but not there, but you see the skies of the Feywild and the trees below you. Intella.
Okay.
Just to let you know, Tyler, the Wall of Stone is a 10 foot by 10 foot section of wall that has an AC of 10, a hardness of 14, and 50 hit points.
Gotcha.
Mentala is going to take the easy option and is not going to target Azuka and instead go for Chuck.
Man, Chuck ain't do nothing to you.
I know, it's just the way the sides have fallen. I mean, Red is going to be going for Azuka because he's there already, but And Tala's gonna be trying to ignore the decision that he's made. I don't know that there's an invisible Afriti standing right behind me, or is it behind Red? I guess I don't know.
Behind you.
So.
Behind you.
Okay. What I would
You
like
wanna
to
know,
do is summon a living boulder next to Chuck, and in doing so, use my new feat, Ostentatious Arrival, to cause a 10-foot radius explosion around it as it arrives. I don't know if this will catch the Afriti. It's probably like a coin toss.
So technically, I still had an action, but I didn't use it. I don't know if that'll allow me to use hit the dirt even though I'm on the ground.
You forfeited the rest of your turn.
Damn it!
You don't use your
well,
actions.
hit the dirt
die.
is a reflex anyway.
Then yeah, if it's a reflex, then sure.
But I'm already on the ground, so the question is, does it still work?
Well, the trigger for that is someone attempts a ranged strike, which isn't what is happening. I'm just causing an explosion in your vicinity by summoning something.
Yeah, it's
I'm
more
assuming
like
it's a
an
reflex
AoE.
save or a save of some sort. It's against a ranged attack roll, not a saving throw.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is formatted in a way that really hurts my brain.
So you
10 for
have
emanation
summoned
around
a
the creature.
3-action summoning spell.
Yep.
All creatures in a tip of
Level 3.
emanation.
1d4 damage per spell level, so that's 3d4. And it'll just be. Damn, it'll be fire damage. I don't
You have
know.
to use
Are you
3
still
of the
resistant to
action?
that, or like?
We'll find out.
Oh yeah, is he? I don't know.
'Cause,
I'm
yeah, I
assuming the
don't
Frady is.
believe-
Also, depending on the invisibility, that invisible taking damage could take them out of invisibility.
They're not in the range.
Oh, they're not.
They're literally behind Mental.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is
living
it
boulder,
a-
I think, is not any of the types that would mean that it causes a different kind of explosion than fire. So it is going to be 3d4 fire.
Okay. And is it a save or does this just happen?
I think it just does it. Yeah, all creatures in the emanation take 1d4 per two.
I mean, it's not an
level.
insane amount of damage, so it would make sense that it's just like a thing that happens.
Yeah, it doesn't say that there's any kind of save or anything.
Yeah, I think the
3d4.
pay
Roll it.
is that if you can only do it if your next action is a 3-action manifest idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Idol,
spending
so
all 3
it's
of mine
an entire
to do
turn.
that.
Yeah.
7 damage. And for the first time in 2 to 3 decades, Chuck gets burned.
Oh
Damn.
shit.
So go ahead
Nice.
and erase that fire resistance.
And
Okay.
a giant sort of amalgam of all kinds of rocks and ores and gems in a roughly spherical shape appears
I love it.
in that space, and I think gets an action when I summon it with a 3-action. I believe it does. I remember reading it somewhere, but also
It works for me.
rulebook that I was using.
I trust you.
The PDF got discontinued like 2 weeks ago, so I've just been winging it since.
no.
I mean, if that's what you
I
remember.
believe I get an action. All I can do with that is a Jaws attack. Jaws plus 10 damage, 1d8 plus 6 piercing.
So this boulder snowman erupts from the ground in front of you and lunges to bite you. Chuck.
I'm prone.
So you're technically flat-footed, which means you get a +2 on the attack.
Okay, so add a. I think I'm just gonna. This isn't a clickable character sheet, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, you can just use the D20
roll,
and add
and this
any
will be.
modifiers.
Yeah, this will be plus 12 in total then.
Yes.
Now one, so that's 13.
Beautiful. As you go to grip your jaws into the ground, you instead bite the platform as Chuck rolls out.
Okay, and then with Act Together, Red can also go. He's going to take a swing at Azuka.
All right.
Which can he
Hands?
use the rebar hammer, or does he need to draw that?
It depends on how you see it. I always saw it as something that's like embedded in his back, but if he's just carrying it or has a place that's quick accessible, I'm going to leave that to your decision.
We'll just make it a punch.
Cool.
26 to hit.
That hits.
14 damage.
I'm going to use my reaction shield block as I kind of flick a wrist, and you see the shield around me kind of shift to put itself between me and the punch, and it's going to absorb 10 of that damage. Yeah.
Sick.
So I'm just going to take 4 damage.
And I think this also does 1d4 fire. Because of a feat that I have that gives it like an elemental aspect. Which might have already been rolled? I think it was already rolled, actually. I'm going to say it was already rolled, whatever. No, it wasn't. I'm going to roll it. Oh, 4.
D4.
So you take 8 then, because you blocked 10 of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's my turn.
All right, then after that, Kyoko.
All right. Kyoko really doesn't want to hurt Azuka. She is going to do Circle of Protection on Kane? Or you ward a creature that's
Cade.
Or Cade. I keep saying Kane. I don't know why.
On the
keep saying
touched
Kane.
creature, unfortunately.
Is he not within range of me to touch, like with one of my
No,
tails or
he
something?
is around 85 feet away from you, on the far side of the platform.
Oh. Okay. Never mind. I thought he was like behind me. That makes
He
more
is
sense.
just a far distance.
Far distance behind me, yeah. That's fine. I will heal myself then. You know, that sounds like a good idea. Because this guy's gonna keep trying to punch me. So I need to roll. Which one gives me the most health? I can do 2d8 plus 8, right?
You heighten it to that level, I think, yeah.
13. I will give myself 13 health. And then I'm going to, let's see, check the spell really quick. And I'm going to give Bless. Are you... Wait, how close is Mentala, I guess? I don't know how close he is.
Mentala's within 5-10 feet, like right next to you.
Then I will bless Mentala and myself. We get +1 bonus to attack rolls.
Nice.
Once per turn, you can bless. You can use a single action. Trait to trait. Increase the emanation of the radius. Okay, cool. So that is happening, and that is my turn.
All right. Azuka.
And
Yeah.
can I say something
Go right ahead.
again? I think because Kyoko's really trying to drive home to Azuka. Like, Azuka's using Kyoko as a punching bag, like just punching her nonstop, and she is not attacking him.
I understand, Azuka, what you're going through. But if it was the other way around, I would let my family die. It's not about that. It's about a whole world versus one space. They'll recover.
Azuka throws a punch.
As the first action on their turn.
It's fair.
They're gonna do again a distracting strike, spell strike, and do a deception against your perception DC. 23.
That's pretty good. This is definitely going to come down to a roll. Oh no. It's
Perception DC is
24.
your perception
Yeah,
plus
you didn't beat it.
24. Don't need to beat it.
Mm.
So as I try again to feint, you don't fall for it, but I go for this punch again anyway. And once again,
It's like
infuse my
I imagine
fist.
it like Kyoko sees the different times of your punches and knows exactly like where it's gonna.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it.
And is going to throw a punch and again put gouging claw into this attack.
How many times can you put that into your attack?
It's a
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip. I can just do it forever.
Does the cantrip cost an action?
So distracting spell strike is a 2-action thing, and distracting spell strike lets me feint and then do a spell strike, which is put a cantrip or a spell into my fist to punch you. So basically, what I've done so far is 2 actions, or it'll always be 2 actions. Was a 21 hit?
No, does not hit me.
No. As I throw that punch and miss, I am.
So with this, Kyoko, you are glimpsing microseconds into the future to see where Azuka's coming from, and you're able to just dodge almost annoyingly out of Azuka's punches.
She's not trying to be annoying.
She's
trying to reason with him.
So there's
I
one
actually don't
spell.
think. I think. That would actually be a plus. That would actually be a 22 to hit. I think because my wraps aren't being included in the bonus. I think that still doesn't hit, but I just need to keep that in mind. Yeah. So 22 to hit.
Does that still miss?
That still misses? Okay.
No.
Yeah. Huh?
No, it hits. Kyoko's
Oh, it hits.
AC is
What?
22.
What was the?
22. My plus 2 attack that didn't include my hand wraps.
Does it have to meet
My hand was at-
or does it have to be above?
It's a meet it or beat it.
Yeah, you met it. It's 22.
Oh
wait, no. Yes, because I keep thinking because bless in other games gives you.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
AC bonus.
This one does.
Not here, not in Pathfinder.
Okay.
It only gives me to
So that
attack, not
is-
defense.
15 plus
Oh wait, no.
8.
No.
That is 23 points of damage as I punch into you again. And then with my last action, again, I'm going to cast shield.
Check on shield. There might be a limitation, a use limitation.
Wait, so you used 2 actions, and then you
And then a
did
1
another
action.
fist.
Yeah.
And then you can shield also?
Can't cast it. Oh yeah, there is a limitation. So no, I can't shield. So I'm going to do instead is going to punch her again.
So it's distracting spell strike, which is 2 actions.
Yeah.
One.
And-
Then you attack. Or is it
attacking is part of distracting spell strike.
cool?
Well,
so
we
it's
were-
You
charge
just
with a
did 2
cantrip and
attacks.
attack.
No, it was 1 attack. He forgot
No, it
about
was 1
a
attack.
bonus that wasn't applied to the first attack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
So distracting spell strike, I can even read it out. Distracting spell strike basically lets
I thought
me
you just
feint.
rolled 2 attacks already on me. That's why I thought you were
Oh,
making
no,
a
no,
third
no.
attack. I was like, what's happening? Okay.
No, distracting spell strike lets me feint, which is just
Right, they're with
distracting
you.
part, tries to get them flat-footed, and then do a spell strike, which spell strike is putting a spell into my fist.
Yeah, I
and
got that.
punching.
I just thought you did
And that's all
already
2
did an
actions.
attack,
Oh, yeah.
and then you were going to do another attack.
No.
3. Yeah. I was like,
And
what?
yeah, I'm gonna go for another punch.
Ooh,
34.
That's gonna hit for sure. 34. I ain't
that's
saving that.
that's a crit as well, I think.
As that happens,
Yeah.
Cade reaches his hands up, puts up 2 fingers, and switches them, and suddenly Chuck is in front of you instead of Kyoko.
Can he see us through the stone wall? He put a dome around him.
He's up.
Okay. Okay.
He has some
Well,
things
can I
going
just-
on.
Oh,
Okay.
Finally, some support. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Over
but
here getting punched left and right.
hold on. I'm prone.
Yeah, now Kyoko is prone instead.
I'm on the ground where you were, and you are now where I am.
Okay.
So I'm closer to.
Okay, so what happens
Kankala,
then?
And I'm
So
behind.
you punched
You're
me.
punching Chuck.
You're punching Chuck.
It still hits.
Okay, so I hit.
How much does it have to be over to be a crit?
10 over.
Yeah,
It's a
10
crit.
over. It's a 10 over. I think any one of us, if we get hit with a 34, it's a crit.
Marking off that spell slot.
That's insane. You have a
no,
34 attack. I guess I have like really high rolls to like my skills, so it makes sense.
You have a
But that's
You have a plus 20 to your attack?
Yeah, because I'm angry and my +1 bonus.
yeah, he has
Jesus
bonuses.
Christ.
Draw upon anger.
That's why I was trying to
Yeah.
like lower his stats.
Mhm.
That was his second attack. If it was his first, it would have been a
Oh yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
was a second attack as well. Yeah.
Wait, so a second attack makes it a 30.
No, it already has
No,
the
no,
34
a second
already.
attack
God,
makes
that's
it a
minus.
34.
It's
It
still
makes it a
crit.
34. It would have been even better because it's
Yeah,
his
he rolled an
third
18
attack.
on the die.
Well, it's technically
Yeah.
his second attack, but it's his
Yeah,
third action. I know.
Look how
confusing
strong you
cat.
get when you RP through scenarios. This is great.
I love the Pathfinder way late. We'll talk about the after show.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And there's
15 plus whatever your
3d4.
crit is.
Yeah, beautiful.
23.
Another 23. As I throw that, I think it's probably an elbow, and see it connect with Chuck, and and will turn to look for where Kyoko went.
Yep.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. And with that, it is the Afridi, who is now facing a wall of stone.
What? The Afridi is behind Mentala.
Yeah.
Oh, right. For some reason, I thought that
Yeah.
it went to attack Kate. So, Afridi's behind Mintala.
How do you grab attack? From
You mean
invisibility.
grapple?
So
You want to
yeah.
grapple?
Yeah. So it would be a athletics versus their either
Reflex
fortitude or
fortitude.
reflex save
think-
DC.
It's also
So I think
their
it's fortitude.
I'm
flat-footed
checking right-
because
it's
he's coming
fortitude,
out
yeah.
of invisibility on this attack.
It wouldn't. I don't think that affects the DC. That would affect the DC.
No, that's only for
No.
attack rolls.
It wouldn't.
Yeah,
This
it wouldn't
is
affect the DC.
you're trying to beat a
This is
DC,
skill
not
check.
attacking the thing.
Yeah. So you've rolled athletics.
22. I rolled a 3. Does that
What's
beat
that?
the DC?
It's a fortitude DC. So
So
it's
this would be
against your
Mintala's
fortitude. Yeah. So whatever your Afridi's fortitude DC is.
No,
because
it'd be
An
against-
athletics check
so
against their
Mintala's-
fortitude DC.
Mintala's
So it's
fortitude.
Mentala's fortitude DC.
Yeah.
Which I think
So
would-
it's
I think
10,
my-
whatever you add.
Is it 10 plus my save? Is that what it would be?
Yeah. Whatever your fortitude
You get
is.
me then, I'm a 21.
Oh,
Yes, just barely. So you'll
on a
be
success,
grabbed.
Your opponent
There's
your opponent is targeted until the end of your next turn unless you move or your opponent escapes.
There's some not fun things.
And that's
about
just
being
one
grabbed by an
action.
Afridi.
So you can still do 2 more actions.
So when the Afridi grabs a creature, the creature takes 1d6 fire damage.
So
Oh,
So-
the poor little wings.
Go ahead and roll the d6 die.
I did. I clicked it. It's 6.
Oof. 6.
Yeah.
I mean, the
And then
one per
a
turn is not
subsequent
that bad, though.
1 every turn. So I'll take it if the 6 is the one time and the 1 is
Yep.
the every time.
Yeah.
Cool,
You don't
great.
want it the other way around, that's for sure. That'd be
So
way
as
worse.
this creature basically grabs you with one hand, the skin is almost burning hot to the touch, and you feel your skin start to redden in response.
While grabbed, can I do a melee strike on them?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, that's kind of how it is with Mintala.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fly
so-
swatter.
Or I guess you just bonk.
Yep.
Like,
I feel like because it was like a 22 versus a 21, it's like
my
trying to grab him.
God.
39! That's a crit.
Oh, 19
Oh.
plus 20. Jesus. My AC is currently 20, I think, because I'm grabbed.
So
Yeah.
you have
Jeez.
this. So you take
Team
24,
Azuka OP.
Or-
Oh my god.
12.
Don't worry.
24 and 9. 24, 12, and 9.
You
all of
crit
those
on
combined.
both damages too. What the bananas?
So that's 36, 45 points of damage in one hit, plus the 6.
Okay.
So 51
Are you
total.
alive?
Yeah, because I was full health up until this moment.
I
Oh
believe
my.
grab is one thing, right?
Yeah, it's one action.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is 2, so then I have a third action. Does 24 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a 21, I think, right?
You take 18.
I'm at 20.
Oh, you're 20.
Okay. I
10
am
bludgeoning,
still
8
up.
fire.
It is some of this with -4, yeah.
How are you still up? That's insane.
So you
Do
see
you want to know
red.
what hit points
You
I'm
got
at right
fire
now?
fist. No, don't tell anyone.
You
got
see
fire
red
fisted.
standing there in front of Azuka just start to heat up and start melting away. Just like parts of the concrete just heating up and sloughing off.
It doesn't have. Do the Ifriti saying it doesn't have to be a choice.
It doesn't have to be a choice.
Like Tyler's like, say this.
You did the voice earlier.
I do. You can do the voice going forward if you would like.
It doesn't have to be a choice.
See, look at that. A little bit of Yoda, but like I'm here for it.
Yoda, I'm getting gone.
Have to be a choice.
All right, I assume it's Chuck's turn now.
It is Chuck's turn now.
Cool. How tall is the wall?
10 feet.
Ah, that's easy to just climb over.
It doesn't have to be this way. Take a little flame.
10 feet is climbable, so that's like dunking a basketball.
Yeah, so you run 50 feet to the middle of it and climb up. That's all 3 actions.
Yep.
Cool. It is now Kay's turn, who sees all of this happening, turns, grabs one of the emeralds, turns it, and you're taken back to the astral sea. As he turns around, goes, "You should listen to your friends. I have to do this. And if you won't stop, I'll stop you." And he is going to cast Blazing Dive, which we're actually going to shift to Impact Dive with flavor. As he leaps up 15 feet into the air, this fire scorches around his feet and he slams down on the wall next to you. Do that.
This is a ranged attack, right?
No. Superheated air collects under you, buoying you high into the sky before you plummet down in a fiery comet. You fly 15 feet straight up in the air, and then fly in a straight line to an empty space of your choice on the ground within 60 feet. When you land, blistering air blasts out from you, dealing 3d4 bludgeoning damage and 3d6 fire damage.
What's the save?
It would be a reflex save to all creatures in a 10-foot emanation.
Ha ha ha, I not one.
Yeah, it's
Who's
not
gonna
going to
roll
do
this?
great. I do. So it's going to be 3d4 and 3d6. And then 3d6. So you take, with that, 7
20.
bludgeoning damage, which is reduced to 4 because of your suit, and then 13 fire damage.
So that's minus 17 total, right?
Yep. So that's 2 actions. He's then going to point his hand out at Kyoko. Oh, both of you are looking rough, huh?
I'm okay.
You're doing okay?
I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Then
Remember,
he's
I
gonna
have a
stick
lot of
his hand
HP.
out, and he is going to try to telekinetically pull Mintala.
You're going against the Ifriti's grab.
Yep.
What's that going to be? Strength versus
Spell
What
attack
is it?
modifier. So I'm doing like the telekinesis is the magic strength that is being used. So I'm going to be doing this plus the spell attack modifier, which does beat the Ifriti's DC.
Oh, I thought it was an opposed roll.
No, I don't. There's actually not a lot of that in Pathfinder. It's a lot of
Oh.
beating DCs from each other.
Well, that sucks.
Yep. So Mintala, you are yanked to Cade on the wall.
Just like the whole distance, the 90 feet. I'm just with him now.
No, he dove to the center point. Now there's a wall going down the middle, and Chuck and Cade are now standing on the wall, and you are now behind Cade. So it's going Chuck, Cade, Mintala. 50 feet out, we have Azuka, Kyoko, Red, and the Afridi, and your boulder golem.
And Chuck is on the ground again, prone, I assume, on top of the wall.
I don't think so.
Based on what you just did to him, I'd imagine that's the case. He has literally been on his back the whole time.
Yeah, but you're the old Chuck, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, there's no knockback. You just get blasted with a concussion wave and fire.
Okay, then he's standing.
As Cade has now joined the fight. And with that, Intel.
Okay, I think in my very injured state, I'm going to say to Cade, now that I'm next to him, I'm made for this. I might be able to do it better than you. And I'm going to carry on with the fight. I would like to use the Stampede Medallion.
Oh, yes. Do it.
Which, I don't know if it costs an action or what. I don't know if it says. Oh, it does say it's a 2 action.
Yep.
And it's rolled it, so from red back down in that part of the battlefield, suddenly dozens of reds run out in every direction, trampling everyone who I currently consider an enemy, which down there would be
Azuka and
I think it's just me.
Ifrit.
Yes.
Yep. And
Azuka and the Ifrit.
So-
Doing 19 bludgeoning damage on a DC 16 reflex
The
save.
melted bits of red that fell off to the side now start to form into their own reds as they grow up out of the ground and start charging forward and just shoulder check against you guys.
I make it.
Reflex. There it is.
Does that mean no damage?
I
or
think
half
he makes
damage?
it too.
damage. Half damage.
Okay.
But you did roll back. You did roll really well.
I rolled 33.
Do I need to roll this as well, or?
You don't, because you're seen as an
No,
ally.
you were.
So
Yeah, you're not
if
considered.
making sure.
He
I
doesn't
don't
take
know.
any damage, but Azuka does.
How much damage?
And Azuka takes half.
Yeah, half of a 19 rounded down, so it would be 9.
9.
So
Okay.
that is 2 actions by red. Act together, 1 action for me to maintain the summon on the living boulder.
Got it.
The living boulder then has 2 actions, which is going to use to rolling charge the Ifrit. Yeah, this is we're full summoner.
Full summoner, baby. Let's go. Let's get the map
I have 5 actions a turn right now, and I'm using them.
Here for it.
Living boulder uses rolling charge. The living boulder strides twice, then can make a strike with its jaws. The jaws strike gains knockdown. So that is d20 plus 10 against the Ifriti. 26.
26 will hit.
Damage is 1d8 plus 6 piercing. Okay, 7, because I rolled a 1. But he's knocked
Right.
down, I believe. That's the knockdown trait.
Oh, sweet.
So 7 damage and prone, right?
Yep.
So that would be.
Did you want me to track that, or are you tracking that?
I got it.
It's
I got it.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, I have 1 action left, which I'm going to use to cast Lifelink Surge with my remaining focus point so that I
Beautiful.
heal 8. And I'm going to keep doing that for a few turns.
All right.
That's my turn.
Kyoko, you're up.
Okay. I think that Kyoko is going to. Now, how far away am I from everybody?
You are
'Cause-
40 feet from the people in the center, so that would be Mental and Cade. Azuka's right in front of you. So it's about 10 feet because you were teleported to where Chuck was. So
Okay. Yeah.
10 feet from Azuka, about 15 feet from the Afridi.
Okay. And then my Mintala and
Cade are in the center on the wall.
yeah, but how far? Because I need to
50
know
feet. Or
ranges
they're
for
40 feet.
spells. 40 feet. Okay. think, does this work? I gotta see how far this is. So you said 40 feet?
40 feet.
If I move, will there be an attack of opportunity on me?
You don't know. It's a random feat that some people might have.
Okay.
Also, you are not within range of Zuka to have that.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to move closer, not all the way up to Mintala and Cade, but closer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Circle of Protection. And I actually have reach. I don't have to touch people. I forgot I had that. So when you said that initially, I probably could have used it.
So reach actually takes an extra action to make it go further.
Yes, but I can use.
Three actions. That's a 3-action spell already.
So you couldn't have moved to do it.
Yeah. So reach is like if you want to increase it, you take an extra action to make it
extend the range
reach
if
further.
the next action you use is to cast. It doesn't say it doesn't say it takes an action. It's part of my feats. It's like a feat.
Remember taking that.
Reach spell is 1 action. I just looked it up.
Yeah, reach spell itself is 1 action.
Yeah. Since you're modifying, yeah. Always get on you.
What's your feat again? Isn't it you can add reach to any spell without using the action? Is that what that feat is, Maggie?
No,
I remember you
that,
having that feat.
Yeah, I have.
don't
That's
think
the
that-
feat. I just pasted word for word what it says.
If it is a specific feat to not have it cost an action, then I'm willing to believe that.
As
I
a
don't know
standard
if
for
that's the
increasing
case.
spell ranges is if the spell normally has
Yeah.
a range of touch, you extend its range to 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
But if it
spell.
takes
it's
an
1
action, that's fine.
Okay.
Because Circle of Protection is a 3-action spell, so then I couldn't do it. That's fine. I can pick something else then. And don't forget, Bentham, that you've been getting +1 to all your attacks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you've been adding that properly.
He's been hitting, so it hasn't really
Yeah,
mattered.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So far it's not been.
I don't really want to hurt. She's not here to hurt people. I think she's going to heal then. She will heal Mintala because he was pretty low.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I will give you. I'll give you a dark 2. 15.
Okay.
So she kind of like zooms over like temporally, and you feel like a warmth that comes from her. She's not gonna touch you, but she will get close. And then let's see. That requires only 1 action, right? Sorry, originally what I had planned, I guess, isn't gonna work. So now I have to rework what my plan is.
No worries. We're here to adapt on the fly. I will
And I
say
think-
that Azuka, you're up next, and then the Afridi after that.
Yeah.
Who has done the most damage to people? Probably the Afridi, right?
The Afridi, hands down.
Yeah.
Almost one
it
shot.
nearly took me out in a single round from full health.
Kyoko is going to try to reason with the Afridi, but if they don't, then she's going to do something. So, a little RP.
Go for it.
I don't want to harm any of y'all. You know just as much as I do. This is the right thing to do. A whole world versus one town? What would you do?
I would trust in my instincts of a friend.
I'm all of their friends, or I thought I was.
But you also believe in there only being 2 options.
No, I've tried many options. My future self came to me with one tail, used every option that she had. I know I would. I would do everything in my power to try to find another way. She said there wasn't. When I reached out to the fates, this is the way.
And I will roll diplomacy if you want to leave this down to a roll as well, as an action.
I mean, its simple response would be, is this not different than the other times?
I don't know what the circumstances were for the other times.
You can roll, and it could potentially affect it, but I'm not going to roll against it.
27.
Okay.
So then with that, is that Kyoko's turn?
It depends on what the Fredi's response is.
It doesn't respond.
Does it
Doesn't
look like they're
respond.
going to continue to be like fight along the side of them? Because that's what I'm trying to gather from here.
You can make a perception check.
Okay. 28.
So that would be against their
Deception, or I don't know. if they're-
performance.
Performance, yeah, depending on. They're trying to play. it
Whatever
cool.
DC you want to set it to be, choose the ability, make it a 10 roll, and that's the DC they have to beat. Die.
You don't pick up anything. But you would see that their stance has not changed. Like, physical stance, that's it.
Okay. So I guess in that case, if they haven't changed their stance, then it looks like they're still going to be aggressive towards me and my companions. Then
That would be the perception, yeah.
Then I'm going to do Vision of Weakness as my final action. Then, because I want to use an action to heal. I want to use an action to try to get this person on my side, because clearly Azuka's too angry to get them on my side. And if not, then Kyoko's going to try to like weaken them so that they don't beat the crap out of poor Mentala. And she's just going to focus her gaze on them.
Which of its 3 saving modifiers is the lowest? Reflex save is the lowest. Is this an auto thing, or do I have a roll against this?
It cost me a focus point, so I don't know.
You focus your
There's
gaze
the
on a
roll.
creature and gain a flash of divine insight into its nature. If the creature has any weaknesses, you learn them, as well as if its 3 saving throw modifiers, its lowest. You also learn an inherent understanding of its movements and gain a +2 status bonus to your next attack roll as a part of an action against the foe before the end of your next turn. The target is temporarily immune from the vision of weakness for 1 day. So it's nothing that happens to them. You learn a lot about them.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you
And then-
learn their reflex save is the lowest, and you learn their weakness is cold.
Okay. I'm going to share that with Mentala.
They're weak to cold. And their reflexes are weak.
Good to know.
Like Mentala's like, no shit. Oh, okay, that's good.
That's my turn.
Okay. I am going to turn to Red. Red is in melee range of me. And I'm gonna try and punch the crap out of him.
All right.
Again, I'm gonna do distracting strike. Distracting spell strikes. I'm gonna do deception against their perception DC. Let's see how that goes. 23. What's their
Perception DC
perception DC.
is, I think it's just mine, which is 21, so you pass.
So they are now flat-footed to me. I think just for this attack, I believe.
Okay.
Let me see. Success.
Oh, boy.
Next minute taking me. And it before that. Yeah. Next minute. And then I'm gonna throw a punch and again put gouging claw into this attack.
Okay.
38 to hit. Crit
My
success.
AC's 20 right now, so yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
an 18 plus. My God.
So that is 14, 34 plus whatever that is, points of damage. And I slam. I think what I do is I jump, I elbow them I kick them in the knee as they stagger down to one knee. And I guess I need to ask first, does this take them out or they're still up?
It takes them out.
Okay, so
Is
I
this
kick
red?
them in the knee. Yeah,
This
red.
is red, yeah.
Oh.
So
I
you
kick
have
them in the
your.
knee.
And remember, you have your action.
My reaction? I mean, I don't know what can I do with the reaction?
I thought you had a thing. If red dropped to 1, you could disconnect.
Oh, I think I never got that.
Oh, never mind.
It was an
I
option I
kick-
didn't take.
I kick red in the knee, and you hear the concrete and I think even steel and rebar shatter and break as that leg cracks off. And as they drop down, I almost straddle it, my legs around its neck, grab and twist and snap its head off as it drops and crumbles beneath me.
As you yank, it immediately shatters into pieces, and you hear Mintala scream out in this anguish as you look up and you see their knee off to the side and they fall to the ground.
Yeah,
top
just
of the stone wall.
simultaneously, red crumbles to rubble.
And the golem.
Mentala goes down, and the living boulder attacking the Afriti also just crumbles to stone. Just suddenly there's rocks everywhere, and 3 different beings are no longer in the fight.
There is absolutely no emotion on Azuka's face as they turn in the direction of Kyoko. How far away from me is Kyoko?
Would be 35 feet, I believe, since you ran towards the wall.
Okay. I reach down and grab the rubble of red, kind of throw it in one hand, and then throw it as I cast magic missile, and it strikes Kyoko automatically for 1d4 plus 1 damage. so 2 points of force damage.
So
And
1,
that'll be the end of my turn. 2 points.
2 points.
Because it's a 1d4 plus 1. Yeah. Let me see if this, because my arcane cascade I might actually add to this, but I don't know for sure. Image. It's not your melee. No, it doesn't. So yeah. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Then with that is the Afridi.
How far away is the Afridi from the wall?
45.
45?
Yeah.
Cool. Gaseous form, which increases its fly speed to 45, and it flies to the wall. I don't think it's one action to dismiss, but the gaseous form is 2 actions, so that's its entire move.
I feel like just by not concentrating on the spell, you can disable
Yeah,
it.
but it's the action is move plus gaseous form. It's turns over. Those are all 3
Question.
actions.
I do have a thing that like has invigorating fear. So anytime someone's within 60 feet of me, they get the frightened condition. It's like a trigger. I can use
Oh,
it
is it
once
just a
per
passive?
hour. So whenever Azuka looks at me, could I use that? Oh god, it's really long. I apologize for the big spam.
Is it a
But if you look at the
reaction?
front,
Oh my
it's
god, that
a
is huge.
trigger.
Okay.
A creature
Whoa.
within 60 feet gains the frightened condition.
Oh, the trigger is that somebody gets frightened. So you have to
Yeah.
you have to frighten.
Someone has to get frightened
Yeah.
to do it.
So
Oh,
I think
I
they
see.
would
Okay,
use
that
an
makes more
intimidation check to try to
Okay, that's
Scare
fine.
somebody.
intimidate. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool. So the Afridi's turn is up, so I assume it's Chuck's turn. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Quick question. When Cade moved to the wall, I assume he left the emeralds and everything where they were.
Yep.
Cool. Chuck has a sly smile on his face, and he's gonna take his pistols from aimed at Cade to aimed at the emeralds.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. There are 6 of them.
7.
7. All right.
7.
Here's his first shot at one.
Misses.
His second. Ooh, I forgot to click the second thing, so ignore that roll. Misses. And his third shot. All misses. But now he's shooting at the emeralds.
That is a bold move. I have to change what I was going to do. You turn to shoot at the emeralds, and you see this fear rise in Cade's eyes. It just immediately transforms into anger. And he says, I will not allow you to let my daughter die. And he is going to cast a 6th level disintegrate. That was the one trigger for that. Okay. So.
I'm really mad that all of those missed. He's shooting an inanimate object and a 22 doesn't hit.
You are 50 feet away from a small rock-sized shards of emerald. It's a really small target from this distance. I set the AC at 20. I set the DC at 25. The second shot would have hit.
If I had rolled, it wouldn't have
Right.
because it would have had the -4 anyway.
So I make a spell attack. You want this to be low.
Yeah, I really do.
You really do. Oh
Yes!
my god.
Yes! Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay. So that means that would be a 20. You are on the ground, which reduces your AC by 2.
It doesn't. For
You're
a spell,
flat-footed.
I'm not flat-footed. I was
I thought
not
you were on
prone.
the ground.
I was standing. No, you said the spell didn't
Base
do
it
that.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the other things? Kyoko was doing a lot of positives and negatives here.
None of them affected Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of my stuff did anything to check.
Yeah. It's true saves for each reduced to 0 points, then get remains. So that is. We're going to say he aims it at you, fires, and the wall that is behind you is struck by this green beam and obliterated out. And then he's going to grab all of the debris that's in the air, clench it in his fist, and pull it back at you. And he is going to cast, which is Impaling Spike, which would be, by the way, we have after this Mintala and Kyoko. Sorry, there are all these new spells. So Impaling Spike. You make a reflex save.
God, are you kidding me? I have rolled more nat 1s than imaginable in this combat. I have not rolled above a 10.
Oh god.
As a
No, just
failure,
kidding.
the creature is impaled through a vital organ or its center mass, taking double damage and is flat-footed as long as it's impaled. You conjure a spike that thrusts up from the earth beneath a target creature, potentially impaling it. The spike is made of cold iron and deals 8d6 piercing damage. The target must make a reflex save. So,
I wanted to see if this can impact this at all, but
AC against a triggering attack.
yeah.
Sorry. That is 4. So you take 37
Oh, he's dead.
times
That
2.
was a high roll.
We
He's
don't
dead.
die.
Like,
You
he's
don't- you
straight
don't
up
die.
dead.
He can't
So-
straight up die from that.
Oh. Well, then
74.
he's
You
just
You won't be
full-
like
Pass out.
insta-killed, but you're down.
Wait. -3 because of your suit.
It doesn't matter.
So you are. God. Yep. Chuck is impaled on a spike from behind. It is actually held aloft on the wall. as Cade looks at you and says, I'm sorry, old friend. I wish there was another way. I guess you were in this state of dying. Okay. Then with that, it's
Can I
Mentala's turn.
free action say something at this happening? Or no?
No.
Speaking of states of dying.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and roll. Flat
Where's
check.
the button
You
for
need
this
to do
again?
your. I believe it's a flat DC,
Oh, I just did
and it's 11.
D20.
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
Yep.
2.
That's not.
Nope.
One
Nearly a
failure.
crit
Okay.
fail.
Almost crit fail. That would have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kyoko.
Okay, now I can say something.
Yes.
I think she looks to Cade and says,
You didn't have to do that. You don't have to hurt them. None of us have to hurt each other. Just focus on what you're trying to do.
and she's going to time skip. Try to speed up time for him so he
Okay.
can move faster.
So you will
You're
take
like-
care of these people by yourself.
I'll try to hold them off.
Okay.
She's not very good at that. She's not a
What's
fighter.
going through Min's head right now? What memories is he reliving as he's dying?
And I think that she spends that is my innate spell, so that is a different. I can use that freely, not freely, but it takes an action. But it's not using a spell slot, which is nice. She is going to heal Min,
Okay.
and I think that's my last.
Go ahead and make those rolls. And while those rolls are happening,
Last level
what
one.
dream or what vision was Intala having in this moment knocked out on the wall? What were they thinking about? What went across their mind?
I'd say he was thinking about the first time he saw the path energy. The first time he could close his eyes and still see the streets and the walkways and the way the energy flowed through them.
Yeah. You have a vision of Chicago and the ley lines that you now know them to be, traversing through, being part of the world's energy and the freedom that you felt along with it. As you are healed up 4 points.
Yeah, very small amount.
Every hit point counts.
Every hit point counts.
Um,
So you're now wounded 1. 4 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I still have one more action. I don't think it will work, but Kyoko's going to try again. I think this time to Azuka again, trying to play with them. They've tried with the Afridi. It's just the Afridi and Azuka left, right?
Yeah. 2 on 2.
Azuka, please. You know this is the right thing to do.
This is telepathically, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something. And Kaiba,
Yeah.
as I hear Kyoko try to breach my mind to speak to me again, can I pull on that cage that I originally trying to build to protect Belial within me and put that around myself, my own mind, so that when they try to reach out, they are cut off and they don't reach anything.
With a will save like that, you try to telepathically speak into Azuka's mind, and it's like talking to a wall. You've been shut out.
Then so be it.
And that will be it.
Azuka.
How far
It's
away
gonna
from
get dangerous
me is...
next round.
How far away from me is Kyoko?
Did you move on your last turn?
If I can move away, I would like to.
Do you have an action
I
left?
do have extra 10. I have 20. I have 35 feet that I can go. I've
You,
not moved at
do you
all.
have the action to do it?
Did
you did
talking to
one-
him was talking to him an action?
No. That's a free
Then
action.
yes, because I did a heal, that's one action, and I did a time skip, which is one action.
Yeah, you could easily move.
Yeah, I would like to move.
So you can go, you're on, where are you? Were you on the wall? I don't think so.
No,
You're
I
close
was
to the wall
closer to the wall.
on
though.
Azuka's side. So where do you want to go?
I think I was 40 feet away from Zuko before. I would like to move my maximum speed, which is 35.
Away towards, like
Closer
just
to the
away on the same
wall.
side of the wall?
Yeah,
You're trying to go
yeah.
over the wall?
Away towards the wall.
Okay, so you're getting next to the wall, farther away. So you are now at your maximum distance. Zuka's in the center. You are 50 feet away because that's where this edge is, and you put yourself on the edge of the map.
How far away? Can I see the opal from? Or the
No,
is it the
it's
opal
beyond
that
the
they
wall.
used? Didn't they blast the wall out when they missed
On the side
Chuck
that's
first?
behind Chuck. So by was behind Chuck, he missed and hit it behind. So he's
So I
standing
can't
in the
see
center.
through the wall.
That's a wall of stone.
I mean, I can't see through the hole in the wall that he blasted through.
All depends on where you're positioned in this. If you're on the far side, then you are farther away from Kyoko. I assumed you were in the middle, so you'd be only 50 feet away.
I think I'm just not understanding the arrangement. Okay, so I'm still on the far side from where we first entered.
Yes,
The wall, the dome kind of wall thing, that
just a 10-foot wall.
10-foot wall that's
Going
hit
straight through the center.
straight to the center. Okay, and he blasts a hole through it.
On, if you're looking from the portal that you walked in, your right side. Kyoko's going left.
Okay,
So if you want to go right to see the opal, I would say that it's take one move action and you can get to that side.
okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna take one action to move to get into sight of that,
Cool. 2 actions
and
left.
then
50
I'm
feet away.
going to. Let me just see how this works. Okay, okay, cool. I am going to shoot. I'm going to cast Magic Missile, and first hit Mintala with 2 beams, I think, and then I'll use. No, I'm going to hit Mintala. Yeah, I'm going to hit Mintala with 2 beams. Which I think just takes them out anyway, because the minimum I can roll is a 4. Because
That'll do it then.
And 2. And that will be the end of my turn.
I mean,
you see,
are they
like
cast
Mentala's eyes snap
simultaneously,
open.
or-
They automatically hit, and they're
So-
1d4 plus 1 each.
All right, roll the damage. We got to move
Yeah.
faster.
Well, I'm trying to think if he shoots one and it knocks
Guys,
him, then would the
guys,
second one still hit?
Let's gotta move.
Yeah, we gotta.
I think-
move
I think they
this
just
Yeah,
set up
4
anyway.
points of damage. It's
Yeah, trust what
yeah.
people say.
Tala wakes up, he goes down.
Yep. And Tala wakes up, goes right back down. Ifriti's turn.
If Freedy goes to the emeralds, and is his gaseous form as he forms back together, can he pull all the emeralds into himself? And
You are in your gaseous form. You go to the far side, so you fly. So that's movement one action, get there, go back, one action.
I was saying as he's forming back into himself from the gaseous form, if the emeralds are close enough together, he wants to pull them into
They are not
himself.
close enough together for that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Then he's going to grab one and do the thing.
Okay.
It's a free action to grab, so.
Okay.
Also, emeralds don't melt; they fully decompose at an actual pretty low
yes,
temperature.
they do. I would like you to roll me a D100.
Uh-oh.
$71.
By 1. You grab this thing and scatter it. And the world around you begins to destabilize. You are in Feywild, you're in the fire elemental plane, you're in the water elemental plane. You feel a wave of dimensional force ripple off of this thing in a massive explosion. And everything goes white. As you have interrupted. And I would like you to make me everybody roll me a D100.
Oh, okay.
Do I roll twice?
No,
12.
Chuck does not survive this.
25.
I'm actually going to say I'm sorry, but Mintala doesn't need to roll this.
84.
Oh, okay.
54 from the Freedy.
Okay. With that, we can stop the battle music.
Okay. Oh my god. What kind of music do I need? I don't know.
I'm gonna get sad.
Probably
yeah.
sad. Okay.
So with this, after the blinding white flash emanates from this shattered emerald, there is this unstable feeling around you. You are thrust all around. Your body is near ripped apart by the planar forces, all trying to be in the same place at the same time. You guys are at the center of a new tear. Anybody who rolled below a 30 is immediately ripped apart. So Mintala is scattered amongst the ether. Zuka, scattered. Chuck's body, decimated. When the white finally fades, the only person we see around is Kyoko, waking up on the shores of her old village in Orowan, with the sound of waves lapping at her feet. As the camera pans down at her, slowly backing up into the sky. The only survivor of this entire incident.
Well, we know what I'm doing. Going back in time and restarting this, right? We start the whole campaign over again from the beginning. But her with the knowledge that she has from before. That would be sick.
Well, that's what she tried to do. It only worked when she went for a more recent time
But
after
she didn't
the terror
come.
begun.
She only came back to me in the
Guys.
train, though.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
This is oddly perfect because
I
only
like this.
Kyoko was the one who showed up in the past. She didn't bring anybody with her.
True.
That's true. gosh, man. This is wild. Okay, and we're going to talk about it in the after show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap up today because I know we have a kind of a little bit of a harder stop. So with that, my heart is racing. I don't know what you guys, I was just like, what's happening? So recollect myself. Emotions. Thank you to our sponsor, Roll20, for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you so much, Roll20. We hope that if you enjoy, it would have been handy if we had used Roll20 for the map for this last battle, I think, because we had a lot of questions about the situation. But you can use it with maps. The maps are amazing. There's lighting. There's all kinds of cool things that you can do with it, which is really neat. So I would highly recommend checking out Roll20 if you haven't before. We also would like you to check out our merch. We have a whole bunch of stuff over there. If you are interested in it, it's on Designed by Humans on the Roll For It shop. And of course, our announcement, we do have a new show coming, a Call of Cthulhu series called Project Marana. It will be airing the 10th of August at twitch.tv/rollforit right here, 10 a.m. Pacific, as per usual. We are only announcing the GM, which is the Mind Right. We are excited to have them join the Roll For It family. This will be the first time they're joining us. And we'll soon be telling you who the cast is, showing the full trailer. If you were here at the beginning, you saw a little sneak peek of the trailer. Maybe I'll show it at the end again. But there's a lot of different ways that you can support us, like Hero Sheep, who said from the Legend Group, Kai Bear, thanks for all the great games, and I would agree with that, both in the show and with them. So thank you so much, Hero Sheep. If you'd like to become a supporter like Hero Sheep, you can head on over to our Patreon and become a Legend tier above. There's also tons of other goodies up there, like our character sheets, the custom items that we've had over the campaign, our background stories, all that kind of stuff if you're interested in it. And of course, our after show for this episode is going to be live right after this, so stay around. And of course, you can subscribe to us right here on Twitch, get access to the VODs in advance, and get access to our emotes. If you're a Prime user, you can use your Prime for free on our channel. So if you haven't used that already on another channel, we would really appreciate it. You can also become a YouTube member and get access to some of those emotes. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or Patreon supporter, you can head on over to our Discord and chat. I'm sure there's going to be so much conversation about this. There were twists and turns and betrayals left and right. This was wild. And with that, I'm going to let these wonderful people say where you can find them at, because not only are they amazing here on Valtorn, they also do a lot of other cool things. So first and foremost, we're going to kick it off with Drek. Where can people find you at when you are not raging?
You can find me on Twitter or any other role or social media that pops up at some point in the next few months, years, who knows. At Drakonics, that's DRAKONIQUES. I'm a TTRPG performer, writer, producer, everything TTRPG related I am doing or will be doing. The only thing I will shout out specifically is that I am going to be doing a Kickstarter. It's actually, you can get notified on it now, for an actual play podcast and stream called Beyond the Brook, which is a dark fantasy surrealist actual play that's going to be heavily based on Over the Garden Wall. And we've been announcing different cast members over the past couple of days, and you're going to see some really cool and very maybe some familiar faces as well, all sponsored by Die Hard Dice. And so, yeah, I bet you can imagine that some dice might come with some of the incentives if you back it. So keep an eye on that. You can follow me on Twitter and see my pinned tweet to see, get the link to that Kickstarter, or you can just go on Kickstarter and search Beyond the Brook, and Over the Garden Wall inspired actual play.
Awesome. And next up, we've got Mentala, played by Bentham Plays. Where can people find you at when you are not trying to summon all the things and falling to your death?
Had to go out the summoner way, with several different creatures going down with me at the same time. You can find me here all the time. You can find me doing personal streams on my Twitch channel, which is called Maglepork, or you can find me currently on the Wandering Inn YouTube channel and Twitch channel, where I am in the Aliens RPG show, the Duakrama Outlook. The second episode is going out on YouTube tomorrow, and then on their Twitch on Saturday. I'm going to be tweeting about it a lot. I might raid into it again. This episode that's coming up is the first one that the cast that I'm in is in, so you'll get to be introduced to my character. I'm really excited. I'm so excited for people to see it. It's going to be so cool. That's me. That's what I'm doing.
Bentham has not shut up about that with me. He's talked about it forever for like the last 6 months.
We've been working on this for so long.
I know. Next up, we've got Apocalypse 12, who is playing Chuck. Where can people find you at when you are not splitting into two fiery beings, one that fires guns and one that literally is fire?
You can see me doing 2 different jobs for the exact same podcast. I am both the host, producer, writer, everything, etc. So it's more than one, but it's called Go, My Favorite Sports Team. Go check it out. We just did an episode on athlete retirement and went on a bunch of tangents, including building a shelf for a stranger. But anyway, go check that out. It's video exclusive on Spotify, but you can listen anywhere you pod your casts. So go check that out. That's primarily where you find me. Everywhere else, just Tyler Scheid or Apocalypto_12. And I'm getting back into YouTube, so please go support my channel so I can try and get monetization back. Hopefully we'll have a brand new actual video that's not a short out on Saturday.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have the one, the only Kai Bear, who has been GMing us and taking us along on this crazy train of a ride, which we have held. It's been wild. Where can people find you at when you are not disintegrating everybody with a tear?
That was technically Tyler. You can find me on all the big T's of social media, Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter. Go to my TikTok. I just posted a new video about Tears of the Kingdom. It's pretty fun. I'm oddly proud of it. Yeah. Thank you. Right. So, Maggie, when you're not deciding between the tales of 2 countries and fates of the world and talking literally to yourself, what are you up to?
I do talk to myself. I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at all the places as Margaret Crone, except for TikTok. I'm Margaret Crone 1337 because someone has my name. But I post all the things that I'm doing there. Right now I'm in the middle of moving, so chaos is ensuing. But hopefully we're back to some regular streams and things of that sort once I get it settled into the new place. I have lots of plans, so stay tuned for those. If you follow me, you'll know. And of course, I make games and video games for a living, and I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, which you can find in all the places as Ashes of Creation. And I'm excited for y'all to see the new show. Thank you all so much for being an amazing cast. We are going to take a short break, and then we will be right back with an after show. If you have questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat, and we will try to bring them up throughout the after show. It's going to be a little bit quicker because we have some time constraints, but we will do our best to say as much as possible.
Rapid fire.
Doodles.